Okay, so very good morning to all of you. So I welcome you on the fourth day of this AICTE sponsored online faculty development program on contemporary advances in sustainable and integrated infrastructure. I hope the last 3 days were totally full of information and knowledge on the various emerging fields, whether you're going to say the sustainability approach, GIS, and as we seen the last session yesterday, that about disaster risk reduction, that is, I think, it's considered to be as one of the need of an hour. So today's first session, we are going to start by having a little bit of going into different way, and that is also required for one's well-being. So today's session is Art of Living by Dr. Shobha Srivastav. Dr. Shobha Srivastav is currently working as a Deputy Registrar at Manav Rachna University, Faridabad, India. She did PhD and MSc in microbiology and BSc in biology from Rani Durgavati Vishwavidyalaya, Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. She has also a professional certification in MBA in Human Resource or HR, and did a certification course from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, that is known as IIFT. She has around 10 research papers in reputed international and national journals. She is a founder member and treasurer of Mahakaushal Association for Women Empowerment, that is MAWE, located in Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. She had conducted holistic wellness sensitization programs for MRIU staff as well as students. She is also an executive member, that is a board of directors of Pink Pearl Foundations at Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh for women empowerment, conducted health awareness program for adolescents, legal awareness camps, community services at Aggarwal centers, and promoting training as small micro women entrepreneur. So I heartily welcome you, ma'am. Shobha, ma'am.
Thank you, Hemant. I'll be able to share screen, right? In case if I wish to do that.
Yes, ma'am. I made you the co-host, so you can share the screen. I'm stopping my share screen so
Okay.
that you can share.
So, should I start my video or you'll be doing it your end?
No, ma'am, you can start it.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Hello, ma'am.
I can share my screen, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I think, is it this visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
It's visible. I don't know how many of you are there, how many participants are there at present. Should I start or should I wait for some time?
No, ma'am, you can start. They will join, let's say, in 1 or 2 more minutes. So, right
so
now.
let me wait for 2 more minutes. The reason I'll tell you, because I'll be teaching them also, some processes. So they may miss out on this. So I don't mind waiting for 2 more minutes.
Sure.
Then we can start.
It's 9:08. We will start at 9:10 then.
Yes, exactly. It's 9:08. We'll start by 9.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, sure.
9:10, so I'll start. Namaskar.
Yes,
I'll start. Can I see the participants also? Are they all on, I mean, their videos are off?
yes, ma'am. Their videos are actually off.
So I assume that they're all listening to me, right?
Yes, ma'am. There can be an interactive session, and at the end, of course, they can post their queries or anything on chat box, or they're either messaging me direct, so I can put them.
We can do that thing, that any kind of a question that can be taken at the end of the session, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I would be teaching them some pranayams as well.
Okay.
So I would be, in case if they keep their videos open for some time, because I don't want them practicing something, wrong. And
Okay.
then tomorrow they may say that it is contradictory. So mujhe fayda nahi hua. So
Okay,
just when I'm teaching them the pranayams, I would like them to open their videos, and
Okay.
rest of the time they can actually switch it off. I have no issues. But when I teach a pranayam, because that I'll be doing in a sequence. So that very moment for around 10 minutes, they can keep it open. That request, if you can put it on the chats for everyone.
Sure, ma'am. When you will be, when you want them to open their...
I'll inform you. I'll tell you.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So I cannot see you all, but how are you all? कैसे हैं सब? हाँ? कैसे हैं सब भाई? You can raise your hand, put up a thumb. You say this, I'm good.
Good morning, Shobha ma'am. Dr. Pushpa here.
Okay, good morning. Good morning. But in case, how are you all? मैं ये पूछना चाह रही थी, हम सब कैसे हैं? तो मुझे एक thumbs up ही मिल जाए, because if the videos are off.
We are good, Shobha ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine. So thumbs up. How are you all? Fine? I assume
fine, ma'am. Fine.
Because all of us have come out from very turbulent times, no? And still we are actually going through turbulent times, and we have faced isolation, right? We were homebound for a year. So I can understand, we've lost our loved ones. We were ill, or we've gone through sickness. Our loved members have gone through sickness. So it has been an extremely difficult year for all of us. But cross fingers, I think we'll all come out of it. हम सब इससे बाहर आ जाएंगे, है ना? तो आज का ये जो सेशन है, ये दोनों का इंग्लिश हिंदी दोनों में ही रहेगा. थोड़ा मिक्स्ड इंग्लिश में ही करेंगे हम लोग. तो जो मैंने आपसे पूछा कि हम लोग सब आप कैसे हैं? How are you all, right? So I assume all of you are fine, because yes, I cannot see all of you. But ये हमेशा हमारे साथ नहीं होता है ना. अगर आप throughout the day, if you observe yourself, कई बार ऐसा होता है कि sometimes you are very, very happy. है ना, बहुत खुश होते हैं, you are very confident, smiling, talking to everybody, in a very good mood, very confident. And in the same day, मतलब उसी समय थोड़े देर बाद एकदम से सब चीजें पलट जाती हैं. Things एकदम reverse हो जाती हैं. What happens? You become very moody, irritable, angry. Suddenly the things change. There is a shift. This happens, और ये continuously ये चलता रहता है हमारे साथ. Full day अगर हमारा ग्राफ देखें तो कभी वो एकदम ऊपर रहता है, कभी वो एकदम से नीचे रहता है. And this happens, it goes in a way, वैसे ही चलता रहता है. But why is that? Why we need to be grumpy? And हम क्या करते हैं? ये फिर जो हमारा frustration है, irritation है, फिर हम ये किस पर निकालते हैं? We actually take it out on our peers, our colleagues, या फिर हमारे घर जाके हमारे family members. This is what happens with us. So why is it happening? Because the energy levels are fluctuating. Most of the time the energy levels है ना बहुत fluctuate करती रहती है. ऊपर नीचे जब जाती है ना, तब इस तरह से चीजें होती है हमारे साथ, है ना. We don't maintain an optimal energy level. और optimal energy level फिर हम कैसे कर सकते हैं? How can we do that? Because you are a working professional. All of you are teachers. You are continuously interacting with your students, your management, your faculty members, everybody, and you cannot afford to be angry and irritable at that time, right? And you want that right words should come out, right expression should come out, right articulation should come out. All this is possible when अगर आपका mind बिल्कुल ही clouded है, गुस्से में है, तो I don't think so you will be able to do anything. Rather than you are actually, spoiling everything for yourself. So how can you optimize the energy? That is very important. So this if you see this, एक slide है, ये क्या है? These are the 4 sources of energy. अगर आपने कभी Maslow's hierarchy of needs भी देखा होगा, उसका pyramid भी देखा होगा, तो जो basic needs है ना, वो सबसे नीचे हैं. और हमारी जो basic needs है ना, वही एक तरह से foundation है. Pyramid का सबसे lower base है. And that actually is the foundation for, your energy levels to actually go optimum. And what is that foundation? And what is it consist of? सबसे पहले, yes? So it consists of what? The first energy source is food. See, I would like interaction also. If I ask you something, you can just unmute and answer. So it becomes more interesting. As it is, I cannot see you, right? So first is food. Now, what kind of food you are eating? देखिए, ऐसा कहा गया है कि जैसा अन्न वैसा मन. The kind of food you are eating will have the kind of impact on your thoughts. So it is very, very important that you pay attention to your food. See, nowadays, what is happening? Because of our lifestyle has gone haywire. हम कुछ भी खाते हैं, है ना? हमारा attention food पर है ही नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं है. We are eating lot of what? We are eating lot of fast food. We are eating a lot of packaged foods. ये सब चीजें हम खा रहे हैं. And food has an impact on your mind. Right? So it is very, very important that you must pay attention to what you eat and eat timely. See, many a times we actually, बहुत काम है इसलिए खाना नहीं खाया. बहुत ये busy थे इसलिए ये नहीं किया. See, till the time your immune system or your immunity is strong, it is fine, you can get away with it. But when you start, aging, then this will not be the case. And then what will happen? ये acidity है, बहुत सारे हमारे issues हैं, stomach related issues हैं, they start cropping up. And let me tell you something, there is a saying कि आंत भारी तो मस्तिष्क भारी. मतलब अगर यहाँ intestine में गड़बड़ है ना, तो ये सारा it actually impacts your mind. आपका thought process will go haywire. That is why it is very important that we must pay attention to what you eat, the kind of food you eat. Okay. So first is food, and we all know that कि हमें खाना है, time से खाना है, fresh खाना है, और बहुत ज़्यादा stale नहीं खाना, fridge में 4 दिन से रखा है, वो ही रोज खा रहे हैं. It starts actually their nutrients, minerals, energy levels वो सब deplete होने लगती हैं. So by the time आप उसको heat up करते हैं, तो at the end of the day उसमें कुछ रह नहीं जाता nutritional. So go for fresh food, more fruits, milk, this kind of food. Then is sleep. See what happens when you don't get sleep at all. How are you? How do you feel? अगर आपकी नींद पूरी नहीं होती है, तो आपका mind कैसा होता है? Anybody can just unmute and answer. If your, mind, when you don't get a proper sleep, what happens?
When we feel tired.
Yes, we feel very, very tired. Actually, we feel very tired and irritable also. And I can tell you, अगर आपकी नींद पूरी नहीं हुई है और बिल्कुल ही नहीं हुई है, you turn violent also. You become violent, and कोई आपको सोते उठाए is not a very good feeling. Nobody gets up happily अरे हंसते हुए. They are in a irritable mood. उठाया क्यों? So sleep is also a very important component because it gives your body the rest. और जितना भी recoup होता है body के अंदर, जितने भी repairing work body करती है आपकी, that does जब आप rest ले रहे होते हैं. So it is very important to sleep, right? And what happens then when you oversleep? सुबह उठने के बजाय 2 घंटे, मतलब 7 बजे उठने के बजाय 10 बजे उठे, फिर क्या था? How do you feel? Anybody else apart from Anjali ma'am? How do you feel if you oversleep?
Tired.
Yes, है ना? तो ऐसा अगर अच्छी खूब ज्यादा नींद है तो भी बहुत अच्छा लगना चाहिए, but it never happens that way. You are actually what? Tired, and you become very drowsy and drained, as if energy पूरी drain हो गई आपकी. So there has to be a balance between rest and activity. That is very important, isn't it? Rest and activity हो तभी आप कैसे रहते हो? Next day energetic रहते हो, to face the world, to do other days activities. But how much sleep is required? एक average human के लिए around 6 to 8 hours sleep is enough. And when you start doing pranayams and meditations, then 6 hours की sleep में भी आपका सब कुछ हो जाता है, because आपको उतना रेस्ट जो 8 घंटे की नींद में मिल रहा है वो आपको मेडिटेशन में भी मिलने लगता है. But 6 to 8 hours, this is more than enough. इससे ज्यादा करेंगे तो always there will be repercussions. Either you will be irritable, either you will be drowsy. It will impact your work. Now, the third is calm and happy mind. See, we all know that whenever you are happy, आप जब भी खुश हैं, है ना, और मन शांत है, आपने लाइफ में जितने भी डिसीजंस लिए होंगे, वो सारे डिसीजंस आपके अच्छे रहे. जो डिसीजंस आपने गुस्से में लिए, जो डिसीजंस आपने क्या बोलते इसमें बिना सोचे समझे लिए, they all had their repercussions and you had to face them. इसका हमको खमियाजा भुगतना पड़ा है हमेशा ही, right? So it is very imperative that calm and happy mind. You must have calm and happy mind. जब भी मन शांत होता है तभी हम बहुत सारे डिसीजंस ले सकते हैं. अगर आपके मन में क्लैरिटी नहीं है तो कहीं ना कहीं ये ठीक नहीं, माइंड ठीक नहीं. See, most of your creative thoughts, everything, whatever your decision thought, they're all coming here. Mind में ही आ रहे हैं. और वही टर्मोइल में है तो you will never get anything. And you are all teachers. आप सब facilitators हैं. And you need to continuously, innovate, think new ideas, think new creative ideas. तो ये सब आएंगी कहाँ से अगर मन में इतना टर्मोइल और गुस्सा भरा होगा तो, है ना? और फिर वो निकलने लगता है. That starts reflecting on your performance. It happens, right? So to have a calm and happy mind is very, very important. Now, next, the last one is breath. Now you tell me, how many days can you stay without food? Anybody? अपने बारे में बताइए. Generalized opinion नहीं देना. अपने बारे में बताइए कि कितने दिन आप रह सकते हैं बिना खाने के. Anybody, please.
Ma'am, I don't think not even a single day.
Chalo, let's be honest. Good.
Yes.
Who are you? What's your name?
Ma'am, I'm Yaman itself.
Okay, Yaman. Yes, you cannot stay. Anybody else? भाई फास्टिंग तो करते हैं हम बहुत सारे लोग.
Ma'am, may I?
हाँ, बोलिए अंजलि मैम.
2 days.
2 days, yes. So you meant हम बहुत सारे लोग 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, we can stay without food. I mean, that is quite common and we do that. And medical science says कि हम एक 90 days रह सकते हैं without food. How many days can you stay without water? How many days can you stay without water?
I'm asked as the hours. How many hours without water?
Yes, hours. So how many hours can you stay without water? See, from days we've come down to hours. Huh? Keep noticing.
Ma'am, 16 to 24.
Nirjala Upas, right?
Yes,
so 16 to 24. Good. How many days can you stay without taking breath?
Probably 40 seconds.
Huh?
40 seconds to 60 seconds.
Okay. So now we've come from days to hours. Minutes में days to hours. उसके बाद hours से सीधे seconds में have come, right? We have jump कर दिया minutes भी. We've come down to seconds. So breath, something which is very, very important, right? ये जो seconds में आ गई, जिसके बिना आप बिल्कुल रह नहीं सकते. How many of you actually will pay attention to this most important source of energy? आप सांस ले रहे हैं या सांस चल रही है? Be honest. आप सांस ले रहे हैं कि सांस चल रही है? Who will tell me?
मैम चल रही है.
चल रही है ना? सांस ले रहे हैं ये कब समझ में आता है?
When we do pranayama.
When we do pranayama, yes. And for a layman, when he understands that सांस ले रहा है,
when he do some exercise or when he walks faster,
when he walks, when he runs, right?
Then
when
he will
climbs
feel that he
stairs.
is taking some breath.
तो हमारे को ये सारी चीजें कभी ध्यान ही में नहीं आती है ना हमें, because we are just not aware of our breath. We become aware of our breath only either you're walking, you're doing something, some activity which is a little fast paced, and then you do a little heavy breathing, you realize you breathe. Otherwise, this is a beautiful gift of nature which has been given to you, which is actually taking part in everything. आपकी सारी vital functions उसी के साथ हो रही है, उस पर हम कभी भी ध्यान नहीं देते. Never pay attention. How many of you have realized that you have been blessed with a head? You just realize you have a head when you have a headache. Till then, are you aware of your body? You're just not even aware of our body. हमारे पास एक शरीर है, ये भी हमें मालूम नहीं है. वो सब चल रहा है ना, अभी सारी चल रहा है. Ma'am, there is a back में sound है, if somebody can ask them. Mute. So पीछे मतलब हम क्या करते हैं, हम कभी ध्यान नहीं देते. You have been blessed with a healthy body, you know. So be grateful for that. A gratefulness रखिए towards the nature which has been you've been blessed with a healthy body. But actually we never pay attention to that. हम attention body पर तभी ले जाते हैं जब हम बीमार पड़ते हैं. Till then हम जैसे चल रहा है ना, जब तक immunity है चल रहा है, वो चीजें चल रही हैं. See, people realize the importance of breath when they were put on ventilators this time, right? When they paid heavily for those ventilators to breathe, they were paying to breathe. उस समय समझ में आया लोगों को सांस का महत्व क्या है. We are just not able, हमको पता ही नहीं है. And let me tell you something. आपकी जो ब्रेथ है ना, आपके बॉडी के 90% बॉडी टॉक्सिन्स जो हैं, ये ब्रेथ एलिमिनेट करती है. The body eliminates these toxins through it with the help of breath. आपकी जो आप सांस ले रहे हैं और जो सांस छोड़ रहे हैं, यही जो है, ये आप जब छोड़ते हैं तो बहुत सारे आपके बॉडी टॉक्सिन्स क्या करते हैं, बाहर निकलते हैं. It's only the 10% which constitutes your sweat, जिससे निकल रहा है toxins, और your urinogenital system, मल मूत्र से जो हम निकालते हैं, that constitutes totally 10%. But 90% times the body is taking it out, what you are breathing it out. And many a time, because of the lifestyles, pollutions, we are actually not even breathing properly. We are not even utilizing, our lungs properly. ये सारी चीजें हमारे साथ हो रही हैं और हमने इसका खामियाजा अभी भुगता है जब ये कोविड का प्रकोप आया और अभी भी गया नहीं है, right? So it is very, very important to pay attention to your breath. So we'll do some exercises. हम ये सारी चीजें अभी करेंगे. We'll learn something. But breath is very important. And then let me tell you something. Breath is linked with your emotions too. See, what happens when you are very angry? जब आप गुस्से में होते हो, have you seen how your breath pattern is? It goes very fast. Unconsciously you start breathing very fast and your body becomes very hot. अब देखना, जब भी आपको बहुत गुस्सा आएगा, आपकी सांस भी तेज चल रही है और आपके हाथ भी एकदम से गर्म हो जाते हैं. और वैसा ही उल्टा होता है कब? जब हम डरे रहते हैं। जब कभी आप बहुत एंग्शियस होते हो, नर्वस होते हो, डरे सहमे होते हो, फिर क्या होता है? फिर आपका ब्रीदिंग बिल्कुल स्लो हो जाता है, इट गोज वेरी स्लो, धीरे धीरे स्लो चलने लगता है। और जब स्लो चलता है और हाथ भी ठंडे हो जाते हैं, होता है ना, जब भी आपको एंग्शियस हो, डर लगता है तो हाथ एकदम, हमारे हाथ पैर ठंडे हो जाते हैं। सो इमोशंस अभी तक वो वन वे, इसलिए इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि हम इसमें नहीं रहे। या फिर क्या करते, वी गेट स्टक इन फ्यूचर, हम फ्यूचर एंग्शियस हो जाते हैं। वी एक्चुअली गेट एंग्शियस अबाउट फ्यूचर की क्या होने वाला है आगे, पता नहीं, है ना, ये ऐसा होगा, मैं जिंदा हूं कि नहीं, ठीक हूं कि नहीं, मेरे बच्चों का क्या होगा, उनकी पढ़ाई का क्या होगा। हमको ये भी पता नहीं है कि आज से अभी 2 घंटे क्या, आज से 15 मिनट बाद क्या होने वाला है। We are not even aware, but we become anxious for future. See, it is right to plan for future, but पूरे समय फ्यूचर में ही सोचते रहेंगे फ्यूचर का, तो फिर क्या है, व्हाट आर यू मिसिंग आउट? तो ये जो भूत और भविष्य की लड़ाई है, ये जो पास्ट एंड फ्यूचर की लड़ाई में, यू एक्चुअली फॉरगेट दैट इज व्हाट, प्रेजेंट। प्रेजेंट का अगर हम दूसरा शब्द अर्थ भी निकालें तो उसको गिफ्ट कहा गया है। इट इज द नेचर्स वे ऑफ टेलिंग यू एवरी डे, सी हियर इज इट, ये गिफ्ट है ना, ये आपका गिफ्ट है। हो गया, पास्ट तो चला गया, अभी कुछ नहीं कर सकते, कितना हाथ पांव मारोगे तो भी कुछ नहीं कर सकते, गया, खत्म। और फ्यूचर भी अभी आने वाला है, हमें नहीं मालूम, कितना भी एंग्शियस हो जाओ, इधर उधर भी चलो, दौड़ भी लगा दो, है ना। ट्रेन में सफर करते हैं तो ट्रेन पूरा टाइम लेती है ना, ट्रेन में दौड़ने तो नहीं लगते हो कि जल्दी पहुंच जाऊंगा मैं, ट्रेन पूरा समय लेती है तभी पहुंचती है वो आपके डेस्टिनेशन पे। उसी तरह आपके साथ जो होगा वो तभी होगा, बट उसके बारे में सोच सोच के हम क्या करते हैं, भूत और भविष्य में की लड़ाई में वर्तमान को खो देते हैं। We forget the present and the life where it exists. Life is not existing in past or future. Life is existing now in present. And who teaches you to be in the present moment? Your breath. आपकी श्वास आपको सिखाती है। देखिए अभी बजे हैं 9:43। अब 9:43 हैं, है ना। अब आप सोचे कि मैडम पता नहीं क्या क्या बोलते जा रही हैं, है ना, अभी मेरे को इतना और भी काम है, हाँ, अब क्या करूं, आगे पता नहीं कर पाऊंगा, तो अभी एक काम करता हूं, 10 बजे की सांस अभी से ले लेता हूं, पता नहीं ये क्या और कितने देर करेंगे। कैन यू ब्रीथ? जो 10 बजे की सांस है वो अभी ले सकते हो क्या? नहीं। 9:44 का अभी जो सांस ली वो अभी की ली, फिर उसके बाद फिर 9:45 पर अगेन जो आप ब्रीदिंग करते जा रहे हो हर सेकेंड पे, है ना, हर 0.8 हर यू टेक 1.8 सेकेंड्स, जो आप एक ब्रीद करते जाते हैं। तो जैसे जैसे आप सांस एक एक लेते जा रहे हो वैसे मोमेंट चल रहा है, चाहे आप कितना भी हाथ पैर मार लो ना, आप आगे की श्वास ले सकते हो और जो पीछे का समय छोड़ के आए हो ना, आप उसकी श्वास ले सकते हो। सो यू है ना, योर ब्रेथ ऑलवेज ब्रिंग्स यू बैक टू योर प्रेजेंट मोमेंट। कभी भी डे ड्रीमिंग करो ना, ड्रीमिंग करो, है ना, आई डोंट माइंड, पर इतना डे ड्रीमिंग ऐसा ना करो कि हम फोकस ही भूल जाए, है ना। पूरे समय ये होना चाहिए, वो होना चाहिए, काम कुछ नहीं करना, पुरुषार्थ कुछ नहीं करना, पर सोचते रहना कि मैं ये करूंगा, मैं वो करूंगा। यू हैव टू डू एक्शन, तभी काम होते हैं, राइट। So little attention to your breath actually, you are sitting on a gold mine of energy. थोड़ा बस वो एनर्जी काम करके you can actually harvest that gold mine. So it is very, very important to pay attention. And body, breath and mind, this is all connected. ये सब connected है आपस में, ठीक है। और आप breath से बहुत सारी चीजें कर सकते हैं। breath tangible होता है। हमारा जो माइंड है, जैसे मैंने कहा, वॉन्डर करता रहता, अभी भी वॉन्डर कर रहा होगा। थोड़ा देर आंख, जस्ट क्लोज योर आईज फॉर अ टाइम, 2 मिनट के लिए आंखें बंद करिए। ओपन इट। आप देखेंगे कि आप में से ही कई लोग हैं जो थोड़ा कुछ पुराना सोच रहे होंगे, कई कुछ आगे का सोच रहे होंगे, यू नो माइंड ऐसा फ्लक्चुएट करता रहता है इस पे। सो इट्स लाइक अ काइट। हमने सबने अपने लाइफ में पतंग उड़ाई है, तो पतंग कैसी होती है ना? तो माइंड इज लाइक काइट, पतंग जैसी होती है, उड़ती रहती है इधर उधर इधर उधर, चलता रहता है, उसका वॉन्डरिंग चलता है। पर पतंग इतने दूर उड़ाते हैं, हम सब ने उड़ाई होगी, उसको कंट्रोल कैसे करते? कौन बताएगा? Anybody? How do you control when you fly a kite? How do you control that kite? कहाँ जाना चाहिए, डायरेक्शन कैसे कंट्रोल करते हो? Yes, 34 people are sitting. पतंग तो किसी ने उड़ाई होगी, या मैं तुम्हें बता दो?
मैम वो मांझे के हिसाब से देखते हैं ना, कितना उसमें ढील देनी है।
यस, मांझा, मांझा होता है ना, धागा होता है, वो धागे को पकड़ के रखते हैं और धागे से कंट्रोल करते हैं, है ना? पतंग तो बहुत ऊपर होती है, तो कंट्रोल कहाँ होता है? धागे पर होता है। सिमिलरली इसी तरह से जो माइंड रूपी पतंग है ना, जो इधर उधर उड़ती चली जा रही है, इसको इफ यू वांट टू कंट्रोल, यू हैव टू यूज योर ब्रेथ, अपनी श्वास को यूज करना पड़ता है ना? माइंड टैंजिबल नहीं है, पर ब्रेथ टैंजिबल है। तो अगर माइंड इधर उधर वॉन्डर कर रहा है, तो माइंड को पकड़ के रखने के लिए यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन योर ब्रेथ, ब्रीदिंग करना है हमें, है ना? किस तरह से ब्रीदिंग करना है? अब क्या है, माइंड के भी बहुत सारी मजेदार चीजें हैं, बहुत सारी। माइंड की एक टेंडेंसी होती है, इट ऑलवेज होल्ड्स ऑन टू द नेगेटिव। ठीक है, आप हमेशा नेगेटिव को बहुत जल्दी पकड़ते हो, पॉजिटिव को नहीं, है ना? अभी आपसे एक एग्जांपल शेयर करती हूँ मैं। आपके लाइफ में अगर किसी ने आपके साथ को 10 कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स दिए हैं, है ना, 10 कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स दिए हैं और एक कुछ गलत बोला है, तो आप क्या, जब भी वो व्यक्ति आएगा तो आपको क्या याद आएगा?
नेगेटिव थॉट मैम।
यस, है ना? उसने 10 बात अच्छी बोली, वो आपको याद भी नहीं आएंगी, पर जो उसने एक गलत बोली है ना, आपने बहुत अच्छा एक शर्ट पहना या बहुत अच्छी साड़ी पहन के आप पार्टी में गए, बहुत लोगों ने आपकी तारीफ की, बहुत सुंदर लग रहे हो, बहुत अच्छे लग रहे हो, हैंडसम लग रहे हो। पर ऐसे भी कुछ लोग होते हैं जो अप्रिशिएट नहीं करते, तो वो आके बोलते हैं कि साड़ी तो अच्छी है, कुछ ऐसा समथिंग लाइक, शर्ट ठीक है, रंग है, बस वो एक जो उनका मुंह बना, वो आपके एकदम दिल पर चोट कर गया, है ना? और फिर क्या हुआ, जब भी वो सामने आता है फिर आपको वही याद आता है। तो जो अगर उसने कभी लाइफ में आपके साथ 10 बहुत अच्छी चीजें कही होंगी ना, वो सब भूल जाते हो आप। आपको सिर्फ क्या याद रहा, जैसे वो आया उसने जो एक चीज गलत बोली। दैट इज अ टेंडेंसी ऑफ द माइंड। माइंड ऑलवेज यू नो होल्ड्स ऑन टू द नेगेटिव, वो नेगेटिव चीजें पकड़ के रखता है। हम भी ऐसे ही है, फुटबॉल टाइप, है ना? हमें ऐसा लगता है कि लोग हमेशा हमारी तारीफ करें, लोग हमेशा हमें बहुत कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स ही दें। जरूरी नहीं है, अच्छा बोल दिया, बी ग्रेशियस एनफ, से थैंक यू, और अच्छा नहीं बोला तो इट्स फाइन, कोई बात नहीं, इट्स ओके, इट्स हर ओपिनियन। हम क्या ओपिनियंस पर जिंदा हैं क्या? पर हमने क्या किया है कि हम वी आर एक्चुअली ओपिनियन स्टाफ। वी वांट कि पीपल शुड यू नो कॉन्स्टेंटली प्रेज अस, कुछ तारीफ ही करते रहे हमारी। कई बार तो ऐसा होता है ना कि वो आप जा रहे हो, वो सामने से आ रहा है, उसका शायद आपके ऊपर ध्यान भी नहीं है, आपने उसको देख के मुस्कुराया, स्माइल किया, उसने शायद आपको देखा ही नहीं, आप एकदम से नाराज हो गए। आपने कहा, अरे ये कैसा है, क्या एटीट्यूड है, क्या समझते हैं ये अपने आप को, देखिए मुस्कुराए तक नहीं। अरे हो सकता है उन्होंने आपको देखा ही ना हो, he might not have seen you, she might not have seen you। होता है ना हमारे साथ। अभी मैंने बताया कि हमारा मन कहीं और होता है, तो हमें सामने कौन आ रहा जा रहा वो भी नहीं दिखता है, तो हो सकता है वो कुछ और थॉट प्रोसेस में चल के जा रहा है, उसको आप दिखे नहीं। पर आपने क्या किया, वो उसका एक छोटा सा एक्शन, उसको आपने बिल्कुल पकड़ के रख लिया और उसके अगेंस्ट आप वही हमेशा यूज करते हैं। फिर वो आपको कभी अच्छे से मिला, अरे कैसे हो, तो आप वो अंदर में वही बात ना जो इसने मेरे को देख के इग्नोर किया था, वही याद रखते हो, और फिर आपके एटीट्यूड में वो छलकने लगता है, आप उसे वैसे कंफर्टेबली बात नहीं कर पाते। क्योंकि you are stuck with that one negative thought. This is how we continuously do. This is how we live our lives. And this is how everything is affected. आपके रिलेशनशिप हो, चाहे वो घर पे हो, चाहे आपके वर्क प्लेस पे हो, कहीं भी हो, ये छोटी छोटी सी चीजों से ही हमारे रिलेशनशिप में क्या हो जाता है, दरार पड़ जाती। ये कोई बात नहीं है। Once you talk it out with people, बात करो तो पता चलता है कि कुछ और बात थी ही नहीं, पर वो बात कहाँ, आपने इधर बना ली ना सब, यहाँ सारी बात आपने पका के रख लिया, आप यू हैव ऑलरेडी थॉट कि ऐसा ही है। एक छोटी सी स्टोरी बताती हूँ। एक दो सज्जन एक गांव से दूसरे गांव जा रहे थे, और वो दोनों थोड़े से ब्रह्मचारी टाइप्स थे, बट दे वर नॉट मैरिड एंड दे हैड वाउड दे विल सेलिबेसी प्रैक्टिस कर रहे थे। अब क्या हुआ कि जब वो नदी किनारे पहुंचे तो उन्होंने देखा कि नदी में बहुत उफान था, मतलब बहुत हाई टाइड्स थी और कोई बोट भी नहीं थी। तो उन्होंने दोनों सोचा चलो हमें तो तैरना आता है, हम तैर के निकल जाएंगे। अभी क्या हुआ, वो तैरने की तैयारी ही कर रहे थे कि एक लेडी दौड़ते हुए, और वो बहुत घबराई हुई थी और रो रही थी। तो उन्होंने, और लेडी ने बोला इन्होंने से कि महानुभाव, मेरे ना पिताजी बहुत बीमार है गांव में, मुझे तैरना भी नहीं आता, बोट नहीं है, मेरा जाना बहुत जरूरी, मेरी मदद कर दीजिए आप मुझे लेके। तो जो दूसरा व्यक्ति था उसने तो मना कर दिया, उसने कहा नहीं नहीं हम नहीं कर सकते। पर एक दूसरा, दो में जो एक और व्यक्ति था उसने कहा कोई बात नहीं बहन, आप मेरे साथ चलिए। तो उन्होंने क्या किया, उसको इस तरह से ऐसा पीठ पे ऐसा वो करके तैर गए। अब तैर के वहां दूसरे किनारे पहुंचे, वो लेडी उतरी, इनको धन्यवाद दिया, वो चली गई और ये दोनों चलने लगे। अब ये दोनों जब चलने लगे तो जो दूसरा मित्र था जिन्होंने मना किया था, उनके मन में बड़ी खलबली, बोले बड़ा अजीब है ये, हम तो क्या क्या वाउज लेके बैठे हैं और ये देखो इसने एकदम मौका मिला तो सब भूल गया। ये उसके मन में ये चल ही रहा था, पर उसे रहा नहीं गया। उसने उससे पूछा कि मित्र एक बात बताओ, हमने तो इतने सारे वो लिए थे, वाउज लिए थे कि हम ये नहीं करेंगे वो नहीं करेंगे, और आज देखो आपको मौका मिला तो आपने वो लेडी को कंधे पर वो मतलब यहाँ बिठा के आप तैर गए। तो वो सज्जन ने बहुत शांत ढंग से उसे बोला कि मैंने तो उसको वही नदी किनारे उतार दिया था, तुम तो उसको अभी भी लेके चल रहे हो, है ना। और यही हमारे साथ होता है, पता नहीं सामने वाला कौन क्या कब बोल के चला भी गया, पर वो उसका बोझा हम अपने सिर पर लेके अभी भी चल रहे हैं। उसे जो बोल के गया उसका कुछ नहीं बिगड़ा, वो तो बोल के चला गया। किसका बिगड़ा? हमारा। किसका मन खराब है? हमारा। किसके अंदर नेगेटिविटी भरी है? किसका नुकसान हो रहा है उससे? उसका नहीं हो रहा है। See, at the end of the day, when you are stuck with negativities, nobody is getting affected, but you are getting affected. And it is very important that you come out of it. You come out of this negative pattern, negative lifestyle, all of things. And only what helps you to do that, to come out, is pranayam and meditation. These are the two things which actually help you to come out. See, ह्यूमन माइंड बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स होता है, बहुत सारा, मतलब अगर माइंड आपका खराब हो गया फिर तो वो क्या नहीं करता है, सारी गलत गलत चीजें कर लेता है ना। इसलिए बहुत जरूरी है कि प्राणायाम करें। अब प्राणायाम क्या है? व्हाट इज प्राणायाम? अगर हम प्राण और आयाम इसका संधि विच्छेद करें तो दो शब्द बनते हैं, प्राण एंड आयाम। प्राण is what? It is life force energy. See, something is there inside us which is running this life. ये सब बोल पा रहे, देख पा रहे, कुछ तो है जो एक ऊर्जा है जो ये चला रही है, right? So that is pran, that is life force energy. And ayam is what? Ayam is something which is to regulate it, to regulate the life force energy, to lengthen the life force energy, to give direction to the life force energy is pranayam. So pranayam is nothing, religion wise. Pranayam is an activity, it's something which actually जो आपके अंदर का जो life force energy है ना उसको डायरेक्ट करता है। क्योंकि हमारे साथ भी ये तो चलता ही रहता है ना, उतार चढ़ाव होता ही रहता है। पर अगर हम उतार चढ़ाव की नेगेटिविटी को अपने लाइफ पर हावी होने दें तो वो कहीं ना कहीं हमें उसका नुकसान भोगना पड़ता है। इसीलिए प्राणायाम अगर आप रेगुलरली करने लगते हैं तो तो दैट एक्चुअली रीइंफोर्सेस द लाइफ एनर्जी, है ना। आपके वाइटल बॉडी फंक्शंस ठीक से चलने लगते हैं, मन आपका ठीक रहता है, आपका डिसीजन मेकिंग अच्छा हो जाता है, बहुत सारी, इट इम्पैक्ट्स ऑल द स्फीयर्स ऑफ योर लाइफ. So today what we will do, we will learn a pranayam. पर उससे पहले अब हम थोड़ा सा प्रोसेस करेंगे, and I would request everybody to open your videos. I know you may be doing something important, but I would like to see. It's just a matter of 10 to 15 minutes, and if we can just do that. Can you put me on my मुझे आप इसमें स्पॉटलाइट में ले सकते हैं क्या यमन?
हाँ जी मैम.
स्पॉटलाइट में ले लीजिए मुझे.
एक मिनट मैम.
मुझे स्क्रीन पे ले आइए so they can see what I'm doing.
Yes ma'am, you are on screen ma'am.
I'm already on the spotlight.
Yes
okay,
ma'am.
Fine. So what we will do, we are going to learn some breathing techniques. आज हम प्राणायाम सीखेंगे, और प्राणायाम जो सीखेंगे उसमें क्या है, ये सीखेंगे कि हम किस तरह से you can actually enhance your energy levels. ठीक है? ओके. नाउ सबसे पहले तो ये चेक करो कि whether you are breathing correctly or not. क्या करेंगे, ये जो आपका हाथ है ये नाभि पे रखेंगे. नाभि पे ऐसा हाथ रखिए, आपका ये पाम है ना, ये आपके नेवल पर, और आंखें बंद करके टेक अ डीप ब्रेथ इन, एक लंबी गहरी श्वास लीजिए, और छोड़िए. एक और लंबी गहरी श्वास लें और छोड़े. रिलैक्स. अब मुझे बताएं कि कितने लोगों थे जिनका पेट अंदर गया जब आपने सांस ली. यू कैन रेज योर हैंड्स. पार्टिसिपेंट्स है ना, यू हैव दिस, तो आप हाथ रेज कर सकते हो, मुझे इमोजी दिखेगा वहां पर. ओके. जिन्होंने सांस ली पेट अंदर गया, ठीक है. ओके. उसके बाद कितने ऐसे थे जिन्होंने सांस ली तो पेट बाहर गया? लेट मी सी द हैंड्स. ओके. कुछ हाथ एक दो का, अंजलि मैम का दिखा, कुछ और के. और कितने थे जिनको कुछ समझ में नहीं आया? ऐसे भी रहे जो समझ में नहीं, अंदर गया बाहर गया, क्या हुआ वो प्रोसेस ही नहीं समझ में आया, बस कुछ हुआ, मतलब हमने ऐसे किया, बट वी कुड नॉट एक्चुअली मेक आउट व्हाट हैपेंड. आई थिंक मैक्सिमम, राइट? सी व्हाट हैपेंस, let me tell you the process of breathing. See what is happening when you are actually breathing. See, this is the abdominal, ये जो है, sorry, आपका जो cavity है, this is the thoracic cavity, I'm sorry, and this is the abdominal cavity. तो ये जो thoracic cavity और ये abdominal cavity है ना, इनके बीच में एक मसल होती है, डायफ्राम बोलते हैं उसको, छोटा सा है, वो दोनों को ऐसे सेपरेट करके रखती है. यहाँ पर आपके होता है हार्ट और लंग्स होते हैं, और यहाँ आपके सारे नीचे जितने भी abdominal होते हैं ऑर्गन्स वो. अभी क्या होता है, whenever you breathe in, when you are breathing, that सांस जाती कहाँ पे? लंग्स में जाती है. वो लंग्स क्या होते हैं? एक्सपैंड होते हैं. और आपका लंग्स होते हैं ना, 3 लोब्ड होते हैं, इधर भी होते हैं क्लैविकल के नीचे, यहाँ, और थोड़ा पीछे तक जाते हैं ऐसे लंग्स आपके. तो क्या होता है कि जैसे आपने सांस ली, आपके लंग्स एक्सपैंड होते हैं. जब वो एक्सपैंड होते हैं, वो प्रेशर डालते हैं डायफ्राम पर, और डायफ्राम प्रेशर डालता है एब्डोमिनल, तो पेट धीरे से बाहर आता है. तो अगर आपका पेट बाहर आया हल्के से, तो दैट इज अ गुड साइन कि आपका ब्रीदिंग ठीक है. अगर कहीं पेट जा रहा है तो कहीं ना कहीं स्ट्रेस है, कुछ चीज है जो फुल ब्रीदिंग करने से रोक रही. पर आज हम जो सीखने वाले हैं वो, आई हैव चोजन सम प्राणायाम्स व्हिच इज पर्टेनिंग टू योर लंग हेल्थ. See, all of us are going through these, turbulent COVID times. We know कि हम कभी हमें हुआ था COVID, या हमारे परिवार में हुआ था, या हम सिम्टोमेटिक या हम एसिम्टोमेटिक रहे, जो भी रहे, but I'm going to share some pranayams which are actually, enhance your lung capacity, strengthen your lungs. तो इसको अच्छे से सीख लीजिए और इसको empty stomach करिए. Do it every day. और अभी ये times में it will really help you. It will really help. Okay? तो सबसे पहले किस तरह से करना है? हम क्या करेंगे? पेट पे हाथ रखेंगे, नाभि पर ऐसा. और अभी हम सांस लेंगे और अपने पेट को फुलाएंगे, मतलब कॉन्शियसली पेट को फुलाएंगे. ठीक है, चलिए सांस लीजिए, गहरी सांस लीजिए और कॉन्शियसली पेट को फुलाना है ऐसे. और सांस छोड़िए धीरे से. डू इट वंस मोर. फिर से एक लंबी गहरी श्वास लेके पेट को फुलाएंगे. और ग्रेजुअली इसको छोड़ेंगे. रिलैक्स. ये आप घर में 7 to 8 times कर सकते हैं. Do it 7 to 8 times at home. Since we have paucity of time and we have to do many things, that's why it will not be possible, but please do it 7 to 8 times. Now put your hand on your chest. यहाँ पर हाथ. अब हम जब सांस लेंगे तो छाती फुलाएंगे, मतलब क्योंकि क्या हो रहा है अभी हमारे घर में रहने से, पूरे समय कंप्यूटर के सामने काम करने से हमारा बहुत सारा टेंशन यहाँ पर नेक में, यहाँ पर जमा होता है बहुत ज्यादा, है ना. तो क्लेविकल का फंक्शन भी कम हो जाता है. जो भी ये सारे फंक्शंस कम हो जाते हैं तो लंग कैपेसिटी भी, मतलब लंग का जो पावर होता है वो फुल पावर यूज नहीं करता. तो क्या करेंगे? हाथ यहाँ पे रखे छाती पे और अभी लंबी गहरी सांस लेंगे पर छाती फुलाएंगे, मतलब जैसे. और छाती फुलाते समय हाथों को भी ऐसा पीछे, ऐसे पैर, ऐसे कंधे भी ऐसे करिएगा. ठीक है, तो ये हम करेंगे. हाउ मेनी टाइम्स? विल डू इट 3 times. तो चलिए लंबी गहरी सांस लीजिए और छाती को फुलाइए. और धीरे से छोड़िए सांस. फिर से लंबी गहरी सांस लेते हुए छाती को फुलाइए. फिर से छोड़िए धीरे से. रिलैक्स. वंस मोर. फिर से लंबी सांस लेते हुए छाती को फुलाइए. और छोड़िए. रिलैक्स. एंड पुट योर हैंड्स डाउन. हाथों को नीचे ले आइए. ठीक है. So this also you can do 7 to 8 times. Just flexing your muscles, जैसे आप कहते हैं flexing your chest. ये बहुत जरूरी है. ठीक है. अब हम क्या करेंगे? जो थर्ड एक्सरसाइज. अब हम सांस लेंगे और सांस लेके सांस रोकेंगे एंड विल, ये जो हमारे शोल्डर की पंपिंग करेंगे. पहले देख लीजिए, उसके बाद जैसे आपने एक लंबी गहरी श्वास ली, सांस को रोक दिया, फिर ऐसे 5-6 बार किया, मतलब वी विल डू इट अराउंड 8 times एंड देन फिर धीरे से सांस छोड़ दी, मुंह से सांस छोड़ दी. एक बार फिर से देख लीजिए. सांस ली, अब पंपिंग की, 8 बार की, फिर मुंह से सांस छोड़ दी. ओके, तो विल डू दिस 2 times. ओके, साथ में करते हैं. और आई होप सब कर रहे हैं ना ये. प्लीज डू इट. इट्स नॉट फॉर मी, मैं तो करती हूँ. आपके लिए है ये. जो भी आप सीख रहे हैं आपका फायदा करेगा. आपका ये सब अच्छा रहेगा तो आपके आसपास का भी वातावरण सब अच्छा रहेगा, है ना. आप ऑरेंज से ऑरेंज जूस ही निकलता है, पाइनएप्पल नहीं निकलता. अंदर गुस्सा भरा होगा तो गुस्सा ही निकलेगा. यहाँ अच्छा शांत होगा तो यू विल बी पीसफुल, वही आप रेडिएट भी करोगे. राइट. अब करते हैं. चलिए एक लंबी गहरी श्वास लीजिए और देन होल्ड योर ब्रेथ. अब पंपिंग करिए. रिलैक्स और मुंह से सांस छोड़िए। फिर से एक लंबी गहरी श्वास लीजिए, फिर पंपिंग करिए। रिलैक्स, फिर मुंह से सांस छोड़िए। यस, एंड जस्ट कीप योर आईज क्लोज फॉर अ सेकेंड। गुड, ओपन योर आईज। अब हम क्या करेंगे, एक बार और। अब हम क्या सांस लेंगे और कंधों को सिर्फ ऊपर चढ़ाएंगे। कैसे? मतलब सांस लेते हुए कंधों को ऊपर लिया, सांस छोड़ते हुए कंधों को नीचे लिया। इसको 3 बार करेंगे। चलिए करिए। फिर से। फिर से। रिलैक्स, कीप योर आईज क्लोज्ड। धीरे से आंखें खोलें। अब क्या करेंगे, ये देखिए हाथ देखिए, ये आपके रिब्स हैं, है ना। आपके जो लंग्स हैं ये रिब्स के अंदर प्रोटेक्टेड है, राइट। तो अभी क्या करेंगे, ये जो हाथ है मैं एक बार थोड़ा सा खड़ा ऐसे दिखाती, ये रिब्स ऐसे, जहां ये रिब्स है ना, यहां पर इस तरह से ये हाथ ऐसे रखिए। कैन यू सी दैट? दिख रहा है ना? ऐसे करके अंगूठा पीछे जाएगा और रिब्स पर रहेगा, रिब्स, है ना। तो रिब्स पे अपना हाथ रखिए और फिर से आंखें बंद करके लंबी गहरी श्वास लेके श्वास छोड़ेंगे। 3 बार करेंगे। टेक अ डीप ब्रेथ इन एंड ब्रीद आउट। फिर से एक लंबी गहरी श्वास लें, ब्रीद आउट। फिर से एक लंबी गहरी श्वास लें, ब्रीद आउट एंड रिलैक्स। हाथों को नीचे ले आए और ओपन योर आईज। यस, सी अभी भी आपका माइंड धीरे धीरे जैसे जैसे यू स्टार्ट वर्किंग योर माइंड, इट स्टार्ट्स अफेक्टिंग योर माइंड एज वेल, राइट। Now we will do a beautiful pranayam which is known as Brahmari. Okay, Brahmari word जो आया है वो बी से आया है। बी को हम संस्कृत में भ्रमर बोलते हैं, हिंदी में भी भ्रमर बोलते हैं। और आपने बी का साउंड सुना होगा ना, वो कैसा साउंड आता है, हमिंग साउंड बनाता है। तो हम एक हमिंग साउंड बनाएंगे। कैसे करना है अभी आपको मैं बताती हूँ, पर इसके बेनिफिट सुन लीजिए। जितने सिंगर्स होते हैं, they practice Brahmari because it helps their vocal cords as well as voice modulation. So all speakers and all do a lot of Brahmari pranayam. Secondly, it increases your concentration levels. अगर आपका concentration, वैसे हमारा actually attention span कितनी देर का होता है, 20 मिनट। उसके बाद हम इधर उधर देखना शुरू कर देते हैं। हम करते हैं ना, इधर उधर ध्यान जाता है हमारा। 20 मिनट से ज्यादा ध्यान नहीं जाता है, राइट। तो इसलिए क्या होता है कि जैसे आप भ्रामरी प्राणायाम करने लगते हैं, आपका कंसंट्रेशन लेवल बढ़ता है, एनर्जी लेवल्स बूस्ट होते हैं, प्लस आपके अगर स्लीपिंग पैटर्न्स, मतलब आपकी नींद नहीं आ रही है, इंसोम्निया है, नींद ठीक से पूरी नहीं होती, सो इट हेल्प्स इन दैट आल्सो। यू स्टार्ट हैविंग रेगुलर स्लीप एंड पैटर्न भी ठीक होने लगता है। तो इसके बहुत सारे टाइप्स होते हैं, बट वी विल डू द बेसिक एंड द मोस्ट इजी वन। ये हमारी जो इंडेक्स फिंगर है, राइट, इंडेक्स फिंगर को हम, ये जो कान है ना, कानों में ऐसा प्रेस करेंगे ऐसे। ये जो बड है हमारे, ये जो बड्स दिखती है ना, ये छोटी ईयर बड, ये बेड को हम ऐसा प्रेस करेंगे ऐसे करके, ठीक है। वी विल टेक अ डीप ब्रेथ इन, और जब सांस छोड़ेंगे तो वील मेक अ हमिंग साउंड। this also we will do. This we will do how many times? We'll do 5 times because it is very impactful. But don't open your eyes and look here and there. You know, it will not help you. अगर आप इधर उधर आँख खोल के प्राणायाम कर रहे हैं तो कुछ help नहीं करेगा. अंतर्मुखी सदा सुखी. You have to go. You know, whenever you smell a rose, आँखें बंद करते हो ना, कुछ भी अच्छा खुशबू, कुछ भी अच्छा करने के लिए you have to experience that. You close your eyes for that experience. So close your eyes. Put your hands like this, buds पे. We'll take a deep breath in and we will, via breathing out, we will make a humming sound. एक बार मैं आपको दिखाऊंगी and as soon as I start, we all start together. तो ये इस तरह से जाएगा. We'll close our eyes, take a deep breath in. समझ में आया आपको? चलिए, गुड. आप वापस take the position, close your eyes, take a deep breath in. Again, take a deep breath in. Again, take a deep breath in. Again, take a deep breath in. Hands down and relax. Keep your eyes closed. आंखें बंद ही रखें. and धीरे से अपनी आंखें खोलें फिर से. So this was Brahmari Pranayam. Okay. Now we will do pranayams to enhance more. ये जो lung capacity कैसे बढ़ाना, इसको पहले हम करेंगे pursed breathing. कैसे करेंगे? नाक से सांस लेंगे और जैसे कैंडल ब्लो करते हैं ना हम धीरे से, तो वैसे धीरे से कैंडल ब्लो करेंगे. कैसे? यू इमेजिन कि कुछ रखा है और कैंडल ऐसे नहीं करना, वो भी हम सीखने वाले हैं. बट जस्ट किया और बिल्कुल स्लोली, जैसे विसल करते हैं ना, विसल के लिए जैसे मुंह बनाते हैं वैसे करेंगे, पर्स लिप करेंगे. चलिए, विल डू इट 3 times. टेक अ डीप ब्रेथ इन. पर्स लिप बना के धीरे से ब्लो करिए मुंह कर. फिर से लंबी गहरी श्वास लें. फिर से लंबी गहरी श्वास लें. एंड रिलैक्स. आंखें बंद ही रखें. And gradually only open your eyes. Yes. Now we will do the same pranayam. Now we will do forceful breathing. जैसे कैंडल रखिए एक और कैंडल को बुझाना है, हमें फोर्सफुली बुझाना है. किस तरह से? सांस ली और जैसे हमको कैंडल बुझाते हैं ना, वैसे पूरे फोर्स के साथ वो कैंडल, एज इफ इमेजिन यू हैव अ कैंडल, एक गहरी लंबी सांस लेंगे और ऐसे करके we will blow that candle. We'll do this 3 times. Okay. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Yes. Again, take a deep breath in. Blow the candle forcefully. Again, take a deep breath in and blow the candle forcefully. And relax. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. अब क्या करेंगे? We'll again take a deep breath in and we imagine that there are 5 candles. How many? अभी एक कैंडल ब्लो कर रहे थे, अब 5 कैंडल, ऐसे 1 2 3 4 ऐसे सेमी सर्कल में आपके सामने रखी है. Just look at me how I do it. We will do it again 3 times. We take a deep breath in and then we blow the candle 5 times. That's it. You know, but do it forcefully. ऐसा नहीं, जैसे फोर्सफुली करते हैं ना वैसे 5 बार करेंगे. दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी इफेक्टिव थिंग. कुछ हंसी भी आ रही हो हंस लीजिए, बट करिए. इट हैज अ डायरेक्ट इम्पैक्ट ऑन योर लंग स्ट्रेंथनिंग. चलिए, एक लंबी गहरी श्वास लीजिए. ब्लो द कैंडल 5 टाइम्स. रिलैक्स. फिर से एक बार करिए, लंबी गहरी श्वास लीजिए. Blow the candle 5 times. Relax. फिर से एक लंबी गहरी श्वास लीजिए. And blow the candle 5 times. And relax. Keep your eyes closed. आंखें बंद ही रखें. And open your eyes. Yes. Was it good? Chale. Now we'll do a pranayam which is known as Nadi Shodhan, Anulom Vilom, ya alternate nostril breathing. Let me tell you, we have 2 nostrils. We all know that, right? So these 2 nostrils क्या होता है, ये दोनों एक at time नहीं चलता. कभी दोनों चल रहे होते हैं, but at a time कोई एक नॉस्ट्रल फोर्सफुली थोड़ा ज्यादा चलता है, एक नॉस्ट्रल कम चलता है. अभी आप अगर इसको टेस्ट करके देखना चाहते हैं तो यहाँ हाथ रखिए नाक के नीचे और ब्रीद आउट करिए. तो किसी का लेफ्ट नॉस्ट्रल स्ट्रांग होगा, किसी का राइट नॉस्ट्रल स्ट्रांग होगा, किसी के अभी दोनों नॉस्ट्रल चल रहे होंगे, क्योंकि हम अभी प्राणायाम कर रहे हैं, है ना. तो दोनों नॉस्ट्रल स्ट्रांग हो गए, हो रहा होगा ना ये. तो यूजुअली क्या होता है, ये जो आपका लेफ्ट नॉस्ट्रल होता है, it is connected to the right side of right hemisphere of your brain, right? And जो आपका right nostril होता है वो आपका कहाँ पर होता है, left side of the brain, right? तो जो हमारी brain भी होती है ना, उसके साथ ऐसा कहा गया है कि 2 जो हमारे हेमिस्फीयर में, तो लेफ्ट हेमिस्फीयर जो होता है that is for logic, to solve technical problems, logic की बात, engineering, math, science, ये सब left hemisphere control कर रहा है. और creativity, imagination, drawing, painting and art, ये हमारा right कर रहा होता है. So whenever we are doing this alternate nostril breathing, so we are actually strengthening both the hemisphere of the brain. And when you are into meditation, it actually balances both the brain. So कई बार ऐसा होता है, कई बहुत लोग लॉजिस्ट इसमें होते हैं ना, ज्यादा लॉजिकल टाइप होते हैं, वो they are not into this. Lot of people are more creative, but they are not into lot of much logic. They're more emotional, right? But when you start doing this practicing, so gradually, you know, you're strengthening both the hemispheres, right? तो ये ध्यान करिए, ये जो हमारी राइट होती है, ये बॉडी, मतलब अगर बॉडी को हीट अप करना हो तो ये नॉस्ट्रल काम देती है, बॉडी को कूल करना होता है तो लेफ्ट नॉस्ट्रल को हम काम करते हैं. मतलब सी दिस इज ऑल साइंटिफिक. तो अभी क्या करेंगे, वी विल डू अ प्रोसेस व्हिच इज नोन एज ऑल्टरनेट नॉस्ट्रल ब्रीथिंग. बट हाउ टू डू इट, जस्ट सी. ये हमारा रिंग फिंगर और ये जो हमारा थंब है, इसको हम यूटिलाइज करेंगे, और जो आपका इंडेक्स फिंगर है और आपका मिडिल फिंगर है, ये यहाँ पर है. तो राइट जो है आपका नॉस्ट्रिल, वो थंब से होगा, और जो ये है नेक्स्ट आपका लेफ्ट नॉस्ट्रिल है, वो आपका रिंग फिंगर से, और ये दोनों सामने रहेंगे. अब क्या करेंगे, विल स्टार्ट ब्रीदिंग फ्रॉम द लेफ्ट नॉस्ट्रिल. लेफ्ट नॉस्ट्रिल से सांस खींचेंगे, उसको बंद करेंगे रिंग फिंगर से, और राइट नॉस्ट्रिल से सांस छोड़ेंगे. फिर राइट नॉस्ट्रिल से सांस लेंगे, उसको थंब से बंद करेंगे, और लेफ्ट नॉस्ट्रिल से सांस छोड़ेंगे, है ना. तो ये ऑल्टरनेट हो रहा है. एक बार पहले लेफ्ट से सांस ली, राइट से सांस छोड़ी, राइट से सांस ली, लेफ्ट से सांस छोड़ी. तो ऑल्टरनेट नॉस्ट्रिल ब्रीदिंग कर रहे हैं हम. ठीक है, तो चलिए स्टार्ट डूइंग इट. पोजीशन बना दें, पीठ सीधी रखें. कभी भी ऐसे स्लाउचिंग पोजीशन में ऐसे करके नहीं करना. आपकी ना पूरा रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधी होनी चाहिए, बैक स्ट्रेट. अब ये पोजीशन बनाइए. नाउ वी विल डू दिस 3 times. 3 times मतलब लेफ्ट से सांस लेके राइट में छोड़ना, राइट से सांस लेके लेफ्ट में छोड़ना, दैट इज 1. ओके, सो वी विल डू दिस 3 times. पोजीशन लीजिए. टेक अ डीप ब्रेथ इन फ्रॉम द लेफ्ट नॉस्ट्रिल, उसको बंद करिए रिंग फिंगर से, और राइट नॉस्ट्रिल से सांस छोड़िए. फिर से लंबी गहरी श्वास लीजिए, राइट से और लेफ्ट से छोड़िए. Again, take a deep breath in from the left nostril. राइट से छोड़िए. फिर राइट से लीजिए, लेफ्ट से छोड़िए. Again, take a deep breath in from the left. Close the nostril and breathe out from the right. Again, breathe in through the right nostril and breathe out from the left, and relax. Put your hands down, keep your eyes closed. Gradually open your eyes. Good. Now, you know, we all are aware, and हमने बहुत बार हमारे सबसे सुना हुआ है कि our body is made up of all 5 elements, है ना? All the elements are exist in the body. So, all कौन से elements हैं? ये जो 5 fingers में, this is your fire element. Your thumb represents your fire element. Then the index finger represents the air element. Then the middle finger, it represents the space element, ether भी बोलते हैं. Then this ring finger, it denotes the earth element. And the little finger, it denotes the water element. So all fingers, ये सब हमारे इसमें ही है. ये सारा हमारा इसी से ही कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है. और इसमें जब भी कुछ इम्बैलेंस होता है, it's impacts us. You must have seen कि lot of people, आप अगर सुसाइड या एक्सीडेंट करें तो आप देखना वो हमेशा पूर्णिमा व अमावस्या के पास आता है जहाँ हाई टाइड्स होती है, बिकॉज आवर बॉडी ऑल्सो कॉन्स्टिट्यूट 70% ऑफ वाटर. तो अगर वहां पे पानी जो है मून का रिफ्लेक्शन अर्थ ये सी वाटर में इतना टाइड ला सकता है, तो हमारे अंदर भी बॉडी है, हाँ भी होता है इम्पैक्ट. So a lot of times your thought process, negativity, बहुत सारे होता है आसपास. That is why our peers या हमारे ancestors used to make us fast on 11th day. जो cycles है 15 days की, अमावस्या, फुल मून और न्यू मून की साइकिल्स में 11th डे को बोलते थे कि फास्टिंग करो. तो उससे क्या होता था, पेट साफ रहता था. तो पेट साफ होता तो मैंने आपको बताया ना, पेट भारी तो ये भारी, ये साफ रहा तो थॉट प्रोसेस भी ठीक रहे. सो लेट अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स वर साइंटिफिक दैट टाइम. So that is why they used to say that please fast on Ekadashi. Ekadashi is the 11th day, and then 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th day is the full moon or the new moon, right? So that is why it is very important. So I'll teach you today, two mudras. दो मुद्रा मैं आपको सिखाती हूँ. If you do it daily, इसको आप मेडिटेशन करते समय, अभी हम एक मेडिटेशन भी करेंगे, तो मेडिटेशन करते समय अगर इस तरह से करें तो इसका ना बहुत फायदा होता है. इट रियली हेल्प्स. तो एक मुद्रा है, अब इसको देख लीजिए. ऐसे जब हम बैठते हैं मेडिटेशन करने, तो हम यूजुअली ऐसे बैठते हैं ना, हम एक मुद्रा बनाते हैं. इसको हम कहते हैं चिन्ह मुद्रा. चिन्ह मुद्रा में किसको किसको लिया हमने, हमारा फायर एलिमेंट और हमारा एयर एलिमेंट, इसको बैलेंस किया. कई बार होता है ना, बहुत रेस्टलेसनेस होती है बॉडी में. देयर इज लॉट ऑफ रेस्टलेसनेस इन द माइंड. यू आर नॉट एबल टू कॉन्सेंट्रेट, इधर उधर माइंड वॉन्डर कर रहा होता है. सो व्हेन यू बैलेंस दीज टू, फायर एलिमेंट एंड एयर एलिमेंट, एंड देन यू जस्ट टेक डीप ब्रीदिंग 4 to 5 times, it's calm. वो थोड़ा माइंड को शांत करता है. So this is the chin mudra. Which is the chin mudra? This you can do when you are meditating every time. Whenever meditating. Otherwise, we tell you to meditate in Mahamudra. Mahamudra is this, like as if you're receiving something. But in case if you wish to do this, तो ये इस तरह से chin mudra बनाकर आप रख सकते हैं. Okay. Now, आंखें बंद करके चिन्ह मुद्रा बनाइए. आंखें बंद करके चिन्ह मुद्रा बनाइए और 3 बार डीप ब्रीदिंग लीजिए. एक लंबी गहरी श्वास लीजिए और छोड़िए. सांस लीजिए, सांस छोड़िए, सांस लीजिए, सांस छोड़िए. Relax, open your eyes. Now another mudra is, अभी क्योंकि हम we are going through a lot of COVID times, so कई बार बहुत suffocation होता है ना, हमें suffocation होगा, breathlessness आई, इस तरह से, तो we can do प्राण मुद्रा. प्राण मुद्रा किस तरह से करते हैं, ये हमारे 5 fingers हैं. अंगूठे से आपका रिंग फिंगर और आपका ये स्मॉल फिंगर्स, इनको ऐसे जोड़ लीजिए, ऐसे, ये ऐसे जोड़, ऐसे, ये राइट. इसको आप रखिए आराम से पैरों पर. अब डू डीप ब्रीदिंग, पर ये सब थोड़ा सा एम्प्टी स्टमक पे करिएगा. आंखें बंद करिए एंड अगेन डू डीप ब्रीदिंग्स फॉर 3 times. And relax. हाथों को नीचे ले आइए, आंखें खोलिए। नाउ वी विल डू, अब मेडिटेशन करते हैं, but before that let us talk about meditation. We have heard about meditation. We always think कि meditation is something what concentration, है ना, मतलब कहीं पर एकदम कहीं ध्यान लगा के बैठना है और फिर हमारा मेडिटेशन हो जाएगा। अब मुझे बात बताइए कि जब आप आंखें बंद करके एक जगह ध्यान लगाते हैं फिर क्या होता है? मेडिटेशन होने लगता है क्या?
No, ma'am.
All sort of thoughts starts coming ना, इधर उधर सब तरह के थॉट्स आने लगते हैं, फिर अच्छे भी आते हैं, गंदे भी आते हैं, सब आने लगता है एकदम से जैसे भूचाल आ जाता है, राइट? बट क्या होता है, फिर हम क्या करते हैं? हम कहते हैं अरे ये नहीं आना चाहिए, हाँ ये कैसे थॉट्स आ रहे हैं, ओहो ये नहीं आना चाहिए। तो फिर क्या थॉट्स चले जाते हैं? व्हाट हैपेंस? अगेन वो और फ्लो और फोर्स के साथ आने लगता है ना। जो चीज आप उसको कहते हैं ना रोको, वो और आता है। दिस इज अ टेंडेंसी ऑफ द माइंड, वॉट एवर यू रेजिस्ट विल परसिस्ट। जो भी चीज को रेजिस्ट करो बार बार, ये माइंड का एक स्वभाव है। तो माइंड के साथ अगर काम करना है ना तो उसको मतलब छोड़ना पड़ता है, यू हैव टू लीव इट। बट इफ यू ऐसा फोर्स डालते हो माइंड में तो कुछ नहीं होता, माइंड काम ही नहीं करता है ना, ठीक है। तो एक छोटा सा प्रोसेस करते हैं, जहां पर है वहां खड़े हो जाइए, जहां पर भी हैं खड़े, जस्ट स्टैंड अप, जो भी सीट पे, जस्ट स्मॉल, ओके। नाउ सब लोग बैठने की कोशिश करिए। आप लोग तो सब बैठ गए, मैंने तो कहा था बैठने की कोशिश करिए। फिर से खड़े हो जाइए, फिर से खड़े हो जाइए और बैठने की कोशिश करिए। क्या हो रहा है? You're dangling somewhere in the air, no? बैठ जाइए। How many times in a day you use this word कोशिश करेंगे हम? The time you say मैं कोशिश करूंगा, you've already decided कि मैं करूंगा नहीं, 50% you will not do it. Mind does not know this word कोशिश, वो या करता है या नहीं करता, ठीक है। और जहां आपने उसको कहा कोशिश करेंगे, फिर उसको समझ में नहीं आता क्या करना है, फिर वो स्ट्रेस आ जाता है, देन यू स्टार्ट एक्सपीरियंसिंग दैट स्ट्रेस, राइट। कई बार ऐसा होता है कि हम अब कोई भी चाबी बहुत अच्छे से वहां पर रख के ना बहुत सेफ प्लेस पे रखते हैं, उसके बाद फिर भूल जाते हैं। उसके बाद क्या होता है, बहुत कोशिश करते हैं, कहाँ रखा था, याद आता है क्या? जब हम बहुत प्रेशर डालते हैं ब्रेन में, यू आर नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल, फिर सोचते हैं अरे चलो गुम ही गई, है ना। हम यह सोचे अब तो क्या है, गुम गई, नहीं बनवाएंगे। और जैसे ही आप वो छोड़ देते हो, थोड़ी देर बाद क्या होता है, एकदम से ऑटोमेटिकली याद आता है कि वो वहां रखा, राइट। सो माइंड से काम कराना है तो माइंड को छोड़ना पड़ता है ना, उसको फ्री करना पड़ता है। उसको दबाव बनाओगे तो कुछ नहीं करे, है ना। तो माइंड को, है ना, सो दैट इज व्हाई एफर्ट जब भी होता है वो फिजिकल लेवल पर होता है, पर मेंटल लेवल पे एफर्टलेसनेस होता है, हमेशा ध्यान रखना। तो मेडिटेशन इज नॉट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन, मेडिटेशन इज कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इज द रिजल्ट ऑफ मेडिटेशन। मेडिटेशन करते हो उससे कॉन्सेंट्रेशन बढ़ने लगता है। तो एक छोटा सा मेडिटेशन करेंगे, कुछ नहीं करना है, मैं जो बोलती जाऊंगी सिर्फ इंस्ट्रक्शंस फॉलो करना है। आंखें बंद रहेंगी, आंखें नहीं खुलेंगी, चाहे कुछ भी हो, ओके। चलिए, कीप योर आईज क्लोज्ड, आंखें बंद रखें, कीप योर आईज क्लोज्ड। आंखें बंद ही रखेंगे, पीठ सीधी, पीठ सीधी, आंखें बंद, आंखें बंद, keep your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of the environment. अपने वातावरण के प्रति सजग हो जाइए. पंखा चलने की आवाज, लोगों की बातचीत की आवाज, पेपर की सरसराहट, जो भी आवाजें आपके वातावरण में हैं, just become aware. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your body. Your body is a precious gift from the nature. Respect your body. अपने शरीर का सम्मान करें. जैसा भी है आपका शरीर है. ये प्रसाद है, प्रकृति द्वारा दिया हुआ. इसका सम्मान करें. Take your attention to your both feet. Take your attention to your legs. Take your attention to your knees. Take your attention to your thighs. अपनी जननेंद्रियों पर ध्यान ले जाएं. Take your attention to your navel region. Take your attention to your stomach. Take your attention to your chest. Take your attention to your shoulders, your right arm, left arm, throat, your face, your head. Take your attention to your whole body. अपने पूरे शरीर पर अपना ध्यान ले जाएं. फिर से एक लंबी गहरी श्वास लें. और सांस छोड़ें. Become aware of your thoughts. good thoughts, bad thoughts, whatever may be, just observe them. जैसे भी विचार आ रहे हैं, अच्छे विचार, बुरे विचार, उन विचारों को साक्षी भाव से देखें. Just observe. Don't stop them. Just observe whatever the thoughts are coming. How you watch a movie, उसी तरह, just watch these thoughts. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your feelings, pleasant sensations, unpleasant sensations, whatever are the sensations in your body, just become aware. जो भी संवेदनाएं आपके शरीर में हो, सुखद संवेदनाएं, दुखद संवेदनाएं, जो भी संवेदनाएं हो रही हैं, उनके प्रति सजग हो जाएं. Become aware. फिर से एक लंबी गहरी श्वास लें और छोड़ें. You are peace and joy. आप ही प्रेम और शांति हैं. हम इन सब की खोज में भटकते रहते हैं, पर ये सभी हमारे अंदर हैं. You are peace and you are joy. Become aware of your feelings. Become aware of your thoughts. Become aware of your body. Become aware of your environment. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Again, take a deep breath in and breathe out. Slowly and gradually. When you feel complete, you may open your eyes. Yes? So how was it? You all meditated it for around 12 minutes. Kaisa tha? How many of you are feeling relaxed? You can put it in the chat. I'll get to see. Chat में अगर लिख सकते हैं कैसा लगा आपको? You know, it feels happy. You know, अगर आप किसी को थोड़ा वो कर दें, how I'll know. You have to tell me, how did you feel it? और बात करने का ये है कि अभी कुछ ना कहो, कुछ भी ना कहो, क्या कहना है, क्या सुनना है.
The thumbs ups are coming, ma'am. Actually, 2 thumbs ups has thumbs up.
Okay. So see, this is just a little, you know, a trailer for what we did. But when you start practicing it daily, let me tell you something. आप अगर रोज करने लगते हैं, मेडिटेशन करने लगते हैं, तो बॉडी को रिलैक्सेशन मिलने लगता है. आपका ये जो स्लीप पैटर्न है ये इंप्रूव होता है, माइंड काम हो जाता है. You know, lot of, and let me tell you something very, very important. When you start meditating, Oxford University ने भी कहा है कि ये जो ग्रे सेल्स है हमारी, ये within 8 weeks रिन्यू होने लगती है, रिन्यूअल होने लगती है ब्रेन सेल्स में. तो ये जो एजिंग होता है, डीजेनरेशन ऑफ ब्रेन एंड ऑल, जैसे जैसे हम एज करते हैं, ये सब चेक होने लगता है. Meditation has a powerful impact on the system. Nowadays, everyone prescribes meditation. One must practice meditation 20 minutes every day. It does not take, it dynamic है, कहीं भी बैठ के कर सकते हो. ट्रैवल कर रहे हो, प्लेन में, ट्रेन में कर सकते हो, क्लास के बीच में टाइम मिला, थोड़ी देर आंख बंद करके मेडिटेशन कर लिया, बस एम्प्टी स्टमक होना चाहिए. But you will see a remarkable change in your attitude also. You know what happens, जैसे हम घर की सफाई करते हैं रोज, पर दिवाली क्लीनिंग हम कैसे करते हैं ना, एकदम ढूंढ ढूंढ के. तो मेडिटेशन क्या करता है, मन में जो भी है टॉक्सिसिटी वो सब बाहर निकालता जाता है. जो भी इंप्रेशंस हैं पुराने कई सालों के, है ना, जो हमें बहुत इम्पैक्ट डालते हैं हमारे फंक्शनिंग पर, हमारे बिहेवियर पे, वो सब इरेज होने लगते हैं धीरे धीरे. इट हैज अ पावरफुल इम्पैक्ट ऑन द माइंड. इट इज वेरी वेरी इफेक्टिव. देखिए, शरीर के लिए तो साबुन बना है ना, साबुन लगा लिया. माइंड के लिए तो कोई साबुन नहीं बना है कि साबुन लगा लिया रोज, चलो माइंड साफ है. तो ये यहाँ का जो सब साफ करना है, क्योंकि जो सब है वो यही है, उसको साफ करने के लिए प्राणायाम एंड मेडिटेशंस आर द ओनली टूल्स which actually impacts, and they've been scientifically proved. Lot of conferences have been done on pranayama and meditations, and everyone has found out that yes, it has an impact and it impacts everything. अगर आपका mind अच्छा है तो वो आपके performance को भी impact करता है, right? Mind clogged है, ऐसा है तो आपका performance भी impact होता है. So start doing. This was just a small trailer. कभी आपको मिले, we'll do another program. I'll teach you more meditations, but whatever has been taught to you, please start doing it every day. See, we abuse our body every day with all kind of food, है ना, अजीब अजीब से फूड खा के हम अपने बॉडी को बहुत अब्यूज करते हैं. हमारी लाइफस्टाइल्स इतनी खराब हो चुकी हैं. but start paying little attention to yourself. When you start paying attention to yourself, to your own well-being, it automatically corresponds to the well-being of others. Right? It is a rippling effect. आप अच्छे मन शांत है, आपके आसपास सब शांत होगा. आप ही के अंदर टर्मोइल है, you will radiate that. वही टर्मोइल आप बाहर भेजेंगे. कितने बार ऐसा होता है, हम बाहर से आते हैं कोई कमरे में और एकदम से आप खुश आते हैं पर हम एकदम से नाराज हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि शायद वहां पहले कोई ऐसा वाइब्रेशन रहा होगा, वो इम्पैक्ट करता है. So if you are calm and peaceful, you will radiate that, and it impacts everything in all spheres of your life. तो आपका जो जीवन है, अच्छा करना या बुरा करना, ये आपके हाथ में, मेरे हाथ में या और किसी के हाथ में नहीं, है ना? So live a life king size. अच्छे से रहिए, pay attention to yourself and follow good habits. It has an impact, and COVID has taught us, कि हम actually बहुत सारी चीजों के बिना भी रह सकते हैं और बहुत खुश रह सकते हैं. So thank you so much, for giving me this chance to interact with all of you. And I hope I made a little difference, in your life. But please keep on doing it. It really helps. I've been doing it from last 20 years, and I can assure you it helps. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Stay safe. Please wear your mask. Get vaccinated. It is the need of the hour. And thank you so much, Department of Civil Engineering,
Thank you
for giving me this chance.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
enjoyed taking it. I hope the audience also enjoyed actually,
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
totally,
you so much.
Yes, ma'am. It's totally an honor for us, to have you on this particular session. And, everything I can say that the practice session, we won't experience this such kind of practical sessions. And I think, as you said, if the people are there in person, then we will be having a better understanding as well as a communication, because of this pandemic, we are just limited to this online meeting and all. So yes, and I think the comments are coming. It's a great and interesting session. It's there, and personally, yes. And there was always one thing when I used to also meditate. It sometimes comes like when start sitting and the thoughts are going here and there and there. But again, it's not a one day task. It's a practice, and it goes day by day. So thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. And
thank you so much.
Yes, and definitely if someone has any kind of question, query, so
yeah, you can give me them, share with them my phone number and my email ID.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
And have no issues to answer their queries also.
Okay, ma'am.
I'll be very happy to do that.
Okay,
thank you so much. Good day, everyone.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
I have a question. I would like to ask one question, ma'am. Thank you for the wonderful session. Bhavisha here, ma'am.
Okay, Bhavisha, boliye.
Ma'am, actually, I just wanted to ask you that whenever we are breathing out, is it always that we have to breathe out from our nose, or there is a difference between breathing out from our nose and from our mouth?
See, there are like the normal body function is we are breathing out through the nose. That's the right way. There are some processes where we require it to do it with the mouth, not with every breath.
Okay. Generally, it is from nose.
Practicing, wherever I have taught you to exhale from the mouth, only do that exhaling. Otherwise, 90%, 99% pranayams when we are doing, we are exhaling through the nose.
Okay, thank you so much.
Shobha,
yes, who's
Shobha,
this?
ma'am.
Yes.
Sunita Bansal here.
Yes,
Ma'am, wonderful session. It was such a wonderful, and it did justification to the art of living much more than was required and much more than what we deserve. And in fact, the kind of persona that you hold, the kind of aura that you hold, that when we were deciding on the resource persons for art of living, it came through so many minds about Dr. Shobha Srivastav. And we had to have you Ma'am, thank you so much for honoring the department and for honoring the FDP for making it successful. This session was just one. I'm practice this,
Yes.
and we will carry it forward.
You know, practice makes the man
Thank
perfect.
you so much, ma'am.
So please keep on practicing.
Yes, the kind of mental struggles that struggles, ma'am, it is something like every hour, in case if you make a check back with something, and yes, and it is required to pause for a minute and then move forward, realize yourself. Thank you so much, ma'am. Wonderful session, ma'am.
Required. This is the necessity now. Yeah, it is just not a lifestyle. This is the necessity, and in the present times, it is required. And I hope people do it and get benefited out of it. Right?
Yes, but then we all fail to practice it. But we will all try to. Thank you so much, ma'am. Have a great day, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Now, I can leave the session now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so participants, the feedback come attendance form for the session 10 Art of Living by Dr. Shobha Srivastav is already posted in the chat box, as well as it's shared in the WhatsApp group also. So you can fill it up, and we will be back at 11:30 a.m. by session, for session 11. And that will be all about building information modeling by Mr. Satyam Aggarwal. The session is again going to be, this particular section is going to be theoretical one, and after the lunch break from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. it will be the practical session, third on BIM again. The Tekla software from the Trimble website, how to download it, I already shared on the WhatsApp group as well as on the registered email ID. So for practicing it parallelly, or to have a little bit of introduction or hands-on on that, it's a request to download it and practice it. And you can also write down some steps while the resource person is going to, making you understand something. I personally asked him to take a very simple problem, so that while solving that problem, all the fundamentals and the concepts of that particular software you can be able to understand, because that Tekla Trimble is not that much common, but since the BIM is a need of an hour, so we need that software in the construction industry. So I hope you will enjoy that session also, and we will be back at 11:30 a.m. So thank you so much. So very good morning to everyone. We are going to start the session 2 of day 4 of the Atal AICTE sponsored online FDP on contemporary advances in sustainable and integrated infrastructure. So after such a healful session, and would rather say, a relaxing session, I think we are all ready for having a little bit of an intense technical lecture and as well as the practical session. Building information modeling as a profession of a civil as well as a structural engineer. Personally, I know that it's very, very important nowadays, and to go for any kind of a construction projects, whether it's going to be related to residential buildings, commercial buildings, tall buildings, and even any important structures, let's say bridge or a dam. In every way, I think the BIM is really, really important for any civil engineer. So without wasting any time, because our guest speaker is here, I'm really, really thankful to Satyam that he's right now present with us and is going to share his knowledge. So without wasting any time, Session 11 of this FDP is Advances in the Building Information Modeling. Is going to be presented by Mr. Satyam Aggarwal. Mr. Satyam Aggarwal has 3 years of experience in BIM industry into precast concrete, steel structures, point cloud, SCAM to BIM. He has worked on tools such as Tekla structures, Impact, Autocad for precast concrete and steel structures, Revit structures for SCAN to BIM projects. He is currently working as a precast Tekla model cum engineer at Sweco India Private Limited. He has handled a number of projects such as the Elder Residence Villa Bogarden at Alingsås and the Kiruna water treatment plant at Sweden. And presently he is working on the middle school project at Loma, Sweden itself. Some of the work that he had already done includes as a structural engineer at Intech Technologies Private Limited, where he handled projects as Providence St. Joseph Medical Center at Burbank, California, Norman and Paul Jr. Pollution Control Plant at Lawton, Virginia, Churchill Downs Racetrack, Louisville in Turkey, and TLF EWS Building, Gurugram, India. So I heartily welcome you, Satyam, and stage is all yours.
Thank you so much for a wonderful introduction, and good morning, everyone. Thanks. Good morning to all attendees and their faculty members and everyone who gave me this chance to express my words regarding the building information modeling. I think it's such a wonderful session that is need of an hour to start with building information modeling in the construction industry. So yes, as Yaman sir has introduced very well with the construction industry, like we need infrastructure to everyone requires infrastructure, whether it is a school for education, residential space for living, or highway or road to commute or to reach our destination. So I'll start with my expressing my words on building information modeling, how it plays a role in having a good infrastructure. Is my screen visible? I hope you can see my screen very well. So today's topic is advances in building information modeling.
Satyam, just one thing. Can you just change the next slide so we can see there's not any kind of a lag?
Yeah.
Yes, it's fine. Totally fine. Totally fine. Okay.
Okay. So today's topic is advances in building information modeling. So what we'll be covering in today's session is conventional way of working in construction industry. What is BIM? How the BIM goes? What is its process? And obviously the advantages of using that technology, and some projects which are being executed using BIM and which I have done BIM projects, and should we introduce BIM as a course in educational institutes. So conventional way of working in industry. So we are a bit relevant, or we have experienced the way of working methodologies which is happening around us, like how the infrastructure being developed with normal technologies, with the participants in there, like the role key players, architects, designers, and contractors. We have seen everyone, like how the work process goes with the drawings, and with the tendering stage to the designing stage to the execution stage. But we will see like how is the process goes with the normal conventional way of working. So in the conventional way, we'll see like visualization and communication plays a very important role. So earlier we have like hand drafting, and then the technology has been shifted to the computer aided drawings, that is CAD. So that technologies helps us to ease our work, but they helps us to they are dependent upon more on the input, lesser on the effective results. As we can see over there, like communication, when a client goes to an architect or an engineer, so they have certain set of like requirement to execute a building, to design a building. So they have their vision of that building. So it's the duty of an architect, after listening to the client's requirement, to get that building that much executed. So in this picture, in this visualization, you can have a look, like the client is looking at the window of the architect, and they have like a certain 2D perspective of that building. So this represents like how the building will be executed on site. But there are some constraints in working with the normal conventional way of industry. So what I feel is, like without communication, any production of a project or execution of projects, there will be some problems, and which client has to ultimately suffer for that. So right from the there's a very good example over there in the visualization, like from the marketing team who designs or who proposes the design, like how and what is the nature of the building should be there, and they pass on to the designer, and designer includes architects or engineers, everyone. So they just throw off their design. Obviously it is not like a very rude type, but they just pass on the design to the designer, and then he'll propose a sketch to that. And on the basis of that sketch, so the teams they're divided accordingly. That structure engineer or a MEP designer will work on that conceptual stage. So they will finalize and concrete the stage, and within coordination with the architect. After that, it will be going to the contractor or production engineering. Then they will execute as per on the basis of their drawings. So they will execute on the site, and after that, so the end product will be on the site, like any of the project will be executed on the site. So there are many challenges which are being faced by the industry without the using of BIM, or without having the proper coordination. We have seen delays in our project, in our industry, like improper coordination in the projects results to the cost increase in the budget of the projects, and as well as the quality issues. So there are very much factors. We'll talk about it and in the upcoming parts. So yes, as we have talked about, like visualization, communication, so improper coordination sometimes result to this errors. If we are giving a certain set of drawings to the contractor to get it execution, to get it done executed. So if the contractor is not much aware about these drawings to get executed, so he'll imprint these drawings on the side, which are like it is bit humorous, but it happens generally on site, like without the proper coordination or without proper visiting of a civil engineer, so or without proper knowledge of contractors. So these will result in such issues, which are to be taken carefully. And obviously, if we have discussed the issues regarding the construction industry, so delays in the project is directly proportional to the cost uncertainty. If time being increased on the delivery of the project, so it will automatically increase the cost. That will be procurement cost, or we can talk about the labor cost, material inflation of the market. So everything will be get affected, and ultimately who gonna bear is the client at the end, this cost. So the estimated cost and the deliverable cost, if there is a difference, so there will be a very much fuss for the client at the end. And with the conventional way, we have seen like we are more oriented towards the working on site rather than getting it prefabricated or done it before and just erect on the site. So these are some issues which I have observed in the industry. These like without the use of some improvement in the technology, we are facing such issues in the industry. So my next question is like how we can improvise that way of working, how we can improve the conventional way of working. So yes, the answer lies in this picture. It's a very beautiful picture, which itself explains like BIM, what the topic we are discussing about, building information modeling. So it is connected to the computer as yeah, and with the help of softwares we can minimize our work, we can do some precision, we can help everything. So we firstly understand what is BIM. So all of the buildings are there. This is a small representation like building infrastructure. So yes, BIM. Obviously you can have some knowledge like now, but for the person who really don't have clue about what is BIM, so some pictures come into the mind what is exactly BIM is, whether it is roof, wall, fan, tree, snake or spear, anything it can be. But we are talking about construction industry, so it must be relevant with the in building. So it defines building information modeling, and behind the definition we have like great 3D model behind the picture. So yes, it deals with information modeling of a building infrastructure, anything. Some of the great software providers and companies have given the definition of BIM, like what is actually BIM stands for. So its acronym is building information modeling, but it defines that it helps in doing the 3D model parameter. It is a system of parametric modeling which helps us to generate basically plans, elevations, section, schedules, details, schedules of door, window, or any quantity you want to derive from the building. So that basically building information modeling helps us. And after that, you can have like a view of building information modeling, how it is evolved around the building, what helps us to ease our work. So there's a central model like building information modeling, the system of information you can say it's, or the data set of information to which everyone is seeing connected. So that will obviously talk about later, like how everyone is get connected, but it eases the everyone's life. So everyone's work is getting eased up, everyone is centrally connected with that building set of modeling. So we have architect, civil engineers, structure engineers, MEP, fabricator, and owner, who we really deal in the industry, in the designing from execution and the end client we're talking about. So yes, we have seen like building information bit introduction, like what is actually building information modeling and how is the process we used to follow before building information modeling, and we are currently using this process as well. Previously we have method like hand drafting. We on the sheets we used to draft, as a draft person is specially hired for that job, and he used to draft plan, section, elevation of the building so on the sheet. But there's a very big constraint over that. If there is any change in the architecture services or building MEP, like mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, which it stands for, if there is any change in this particular set of drawing, so the person has to revise it all. Like there's a very long process to revise all these things in the drawing, and that takes a very lengthy time to do that all incorporation. Obviously, building get executed at that time as well, but when the computer aided drafting has been introduced, so it has eased up the things. So we don't need to do all that in the sheets or by hand, but we are using keyboard and mouse in the computer to do all that drafting. So it was bit interesting, like at that moment, like it has eased draftsperson job to do that modeling to do that drafting job on the computer. So we can have that plans and elevation and section, and we then can print all of the drawings to to the size of the print whatever we required. Then after computer aided drafting, we require much more information for the building, which isn't which is should be restricted to that plans and elevation to the 2D lines. We need third dimension as well. So the industry people has introduced building information modeling to ease up work of everyone, like whether it's a BIM modeler, the draftsman has been converted to the BIM modeler, structure engineers live, architects and the owners, and it has also improved the satisfaction of the client as well. So this is basic flowchart, like we have seen the evolution of design process from the hand drafting to the 3D BIM modeling. So my next comparison is like how CAD evolution has brought the change. We have seen the process like from hand drafting to the CAD modeling and to the BIM model information. So in this, we have if a person who is doing the hand drafting, so it can represent the lines. So it is generally set of lines. We don't have information beyond that. But if it is done in 2D CAD model, AutoCAD or some software, so these will be digital lines. Obviously, we can extend this line. If someone is familiar with the AutoCAD, we can extend, trim, whatever command we require. So by using these lines, we can generate plans, elevation, and section. We can make that details. And after introducing of geometry modeling, in this we have like it's without information, but it is a geometrical model. So in this we can see this is a volume or this is a geometry some kind of, but it doesn't represent it is a type, which type of geometry it is, whether it is a wall, column or anything. After adding information in that geometrical modeling, that is such a big change in that. So we can define this particular geometry, whether it is a wall. We can see an example what type of length it is, height, type, or what joint it is. So any information we require, we can just provide input in that, like digital objects, properties, relation, machine interpretation. So that amount of change or switch in the industry we can observe with the help of these particular softwares. So yeah, now it comes in mind, like we have seen about the BIM, like what basically it does, how it helps us. So from it helps us, like we can see a building information model. So it's a model of a building. So it helps us to generate floor plans, section, elevations, and details. How the chronology goes for building information modeling and for the CAD, like how we start working in the CAD and how we start working in the model. We can see in the further next slide. Like we have seen that building information modeling, and we have seen the CAD evolution in the previous slides. Like if in the CAD drawing we have a plan, if draftsperson of the respected person has to make elevation, so the person has to think a lot about it, like how the elevation look like from a certain side of a plan, how the building information how the plan will look like from this side. So that takes a lot of time to think about it, like how these plan will be connected, how they will be together to put up in a great building plans and elevation to get desired information, to to send it to the contractor. If there will be changes, so it will be difference there. So the person has to do all it together again. So you can see a noticeable change if the changes are there. So the plan has been revised. So the elevation and the elevation from both of the sides, they has to do it manually, and that takes a lot of time. But as I'm talking about how the building information model goes, how the 3D model goes. So in this thing, we don't have to start from like begin from a line or begin from a plan. So what we do is we start from building a 3D model, like setting up from the origin of the like or the coordinates of the building as we do in the plan as well in the CAD. So we start generally from a 3D model, and after that making or preparing a 3D BIM 3D model, we can directly extract the elevation or views from wherever side of the building we require. So I feel it is easy to extract the information regarding the CAD drawing method. So that was the difference. And now we can see I have extracted some example. What is the difference between CAD and parametric modeling means, and how we can see it together. What parametric modeling means is like what we have did change in 3D BIM model. We can see directly in the we can see the reflection of that parallelly in all of the connected views, whether it is a floor plan, section, elevation, or schedule. So we have like taken an example of a wall in which we have window doors. Let us see like how we have feel the change for that. So if I consider one window in that building in the portion of a wall, so it is being selected in it is being the selection is being reflected in any in the, all of the tiles. Like in the floor plan, we can see the highlighted window. We can see it in elevation, section, and schedule. So what if we move or we change the window location? How whether it will be reflected in any of the thing? So yes, answer is yes. If I have moved to a bit few to the left side, you can see there is some noticeable difference in the location of window. Obviously, it won't be reflected in the section and window schedule because they are not being changed, but we can see in the floor plans and elevation. In previously, we have like on the, it is on the location 9 feet 9 inches and 5 feet 0 inch, but we have moved it to the left side. So now we require it as 7 feet. So yes, we have made a change, and we can see parallelly in the drawing. So yes, the answer is like the floor plan is being directly coordinated with the 3D view. We don't have to worry about the changes. So whenever however the changes will be from the architectural side or the structure side, we can directly incorporate in the elevation floor plans. So we don't put a stress on that. How that is the powerful capability of the BIM model software, we can say. Next, if I move it to the certain height, so whether it will make a change in the elevation, yes, it will make a change in the elevation. So it won't be reflecting that floor plan, obviously. In the section, yes, we have moved it upward, so it has been changed. No, in the schedule. But if we have changed in the width of the window, with we want a window to be shortened up, so we have made a change in the windows. So yes, in the schedule it is automatically coordinated. We can see the difference, like earlier it was 6 feet, now it has come to 3 feet. So that power of BIM BIM software, we can see that how it is coordinating together. And another, we have earlier we have changed the width of the window. And after that, we have changed the height of the window as well, height and width of the window as well. So we can see a noticeable difference in that thing. In the floor plans, it is already coordinated, and the elevation and the section as well. You can see the both of the windows, and behind that there is a door. So yeah, that is the basic difference we can feel about BIM software. Now I have removed the window. So it is automatically updated. The schedule you can see over here, it is automatically updated. So that was like bit example how the building information modeling or software works in parallelly. What I felt is like to have to give some introduction about like abbreviation which are related to the building information modeling. So they are like in the industry we are using some basic terms like BIM. Some says it is building information model, some says it building information modeling, and building information management. AEC, architecture, engineering and construction. COBE, construction operation and building information exchange. And another is HVAC, heating, ventilation and air conditioning. IFC, industry foundation classes. So this is a pretty interesting topic. Like in IFC, we'll discuss it about like how it helps in BIM to getting connected with everyone, every of the contractor or anything. So then another is the services, MEP, mechanical, electrical and plumbing. VDC, virtual design and construction. In India, some says it is VDC, some refer it BIM as VDC, virtual design construction method, or some use term building information modeling. And obviously LOD, level of detail, or some says it as level of development. Next, my topic is like how we can see the process and the workflow of building information modeling. We have seen the introduction of BIM, what is BIM, and we have seen the example, but what is the theory behind it, how it goes, and how we require BIM to work. So how we require the certain information to be drawn from it. Let us see that. I hope you are liking this session. So yeah, building information modeling. We have seen like repeatedly like building information modeling. Now what it is, whether it is restricted to a software package, no, it is not restricted to a software package. So it's a very good example how it is connected, how everyone is connected to the this building information modeling. It right from scratch, like starting off conceptualization stage to the renovation or execution stage, everyone is connected to that, and we get certain data set for that, and it is a digital record for the building. It is a digital record for a building to for a life cycle to get it recorded by architect and MEP, whoever the services being provided. So the at the end, no one has to face challenge while if after getting executed, or if someone want to renovate it, so they have some digital data, they can use it and make a change after that. So yes, we can see the life cycle right from the conceptualization stage. If the client brings up the requirement, and he will hire the client will hire an architect to get it exactly on the design stage. And after that, it's the client wish if he wants to have that structure engineer, or he want to have like wholesome team of an architect. So whatever it is, like they will be doing in the coordination, the how will be the structure portion of the building will look up here. And after that, passing on from the conceptual stage, we'll go to the detail stage. Obviously we'll require some detailed drawings or that to get it constructed. So when we are shifting from one stage to another stage, we require analysis whether the building is safe or not. So every data is stored. We can connect with that model, and we can look at it like on what stage the building is being done. So whether it is in the design stage or whether it's in analysis stage, and after doing it analysis, we can have it documented, like in the drawing forms. We'll send it to the fabricator, fabricator or contractor, or the factory if it is a precast type. So we'll send to that. Yeah. And after fabrication, building information modeling is just not restricted to the 3D, like adding a third dimension to the 2D model. So we have like much more ability to do that. We can have a time estimation construction with that building information modeling. Obviously that will be connected to the logistics as well. And after that, in the another if we add one more dimension, it will help in the operation and maintenance for the lifetime. So yes, we have talked about that model and the life cycle, seen the life cycle, and we have compared earlier as well about how the conventional ways work. So this is bit of comparison what I have done without BIM. So we have seen the traditional process, that conventional uh, part we have seen. So architecture, structure, and MEP consultant all are they have to work in conjunction to get the all the drawing set information which is required to be constructed, and then it to be sent to the contractor and owner. But in that there is there is some communication lagging behind, which we generally observe in the conventional way of working. So if there is a change by an architect, so the structure engineer doesn't get on time that changes, if he doesn't get the information. So so he has to do the revision again and again. So analysis part has to be done again for that revision. So the a process for the structure works increases. So that will lead to the delay in the delivering of the drawing set. And if there is a change by an MEP, or if due to the changes in architecture, if there is a change in the MEP done, so that will also lead to the delay in the delivery of drawing set. And after that, so the person who has to bear is contractor and owner that delayment of the project due to that changes and all, which is not being incorporated by everyone in together. But how BIM helps us to get that thing or coordination, all of these teams together, so that it will be delayed on time and contractor doesn't have to face such issues. So what if we have a centrally connected model which have both three of the things, the architecture and the MEP services, whether it is your air conditioner, your pipes for ducting and all, everything, the services you electricity pipes and everything, structures, structure team is, it is connected, the analysis portion of the model, it is connected. So everyone can look together and to another portion, like how is the stage is going on and what they need to cope up with that, and what the team, another team has done the changes. So they can all together sit and they can work on this model, and the things will go much faster way. After that, we can have the drawing set generated from the including all of the things in the drawings, and then it is being sent to the contractor, and this will automatically lead to precision and accuracy, and less time consumption from the traditional method. And at the end, contractor and owner will have a good satisfaction while executing the project. So yes, we have seen a bit introduction about IFC in the abbreviation. So now, how the communication and exchange of the knowledge works in the BIM and in the traditional way. In the earlier ways, we have like exchange of drawing, you can see a very complex network, how it is being passed from one person to another person. So it's very messy to understand all this chaos, but it happens. Everyone is not together connected, but that still the projects are being delivered. So it's very messy way to do that thing. But IFC or BIM execution, how it revolves, how it changes the way of working. So IFC is basically industry foundation class. It's a you can see a file or the conversion of BIM model, the 3D model we have seen, like which can be opened or viewed by every other person to incorporate, like how is the building, what stage of the building it is, and how my building look like, to, from owner to the client, and n member of team who is connected to that can have a look at it. So they have knowledge about it, like what is the process, and what is the stage of the building. So they all are aware about it time to time. So it's like a bit central connected model who can stay real time data, so whoever the person is working on. Next, we have seen, like we need to work on the building, we have to see the we have to bit detail it, but in how much detail we should go of BIM information modeling? Obviously there should be some standard to how much amount of information we just input in to get the desired results and all. So it is there is a chart of LOD, which we have earlier seen in the abbreviation, that is level of detail. We follow it in the industry, like how it happens, like how the building should be there. So from the 100 stage, we have 200 stage, 300 stage, 400 stage, and 500 stage. But what are the difference in that? Like still we aren't clear about it. Like we have how much we have to detail. So we'll see, like in the LOD 100, we have to conceptualize it. So it is basically conceptualization stage. Like we don't specify it what type of the structure it is, whether it is a box or whether it is a square, rectangle, anything, just a geometry to have the information. And after that, we'll improvise this model. We'll add some information much more, like what will be the shape and size, whether it's a rectangle, square, or what type of geometry it is, and how much it is the quantities, shape, and size. And LOD 300 is still far better. So as we go on increasing the stages, the information gets better and better. So it's the, like symbolic representation how we work in the buildings, like how the client requires, we work upon that. Generally, if we have to follow a construction stage building, if the client requires construction stage building, we'll prefer to have LOD 500, which is as built. Like what has to be executed, everything, every data should be there in the building information modeling. So yes, 300 will be have some more accuracy, and 400 will have some better elements like shape, size, and detailing fabrication, but it is not being as built. So for making it as built drawings, we have to include certain field as well to get it executedly as like it is displayed. So the drawings which are extracted, we have to extract from this as built model. So that was level of detail. But after level of detail, how all of these person are connected together and how the workflow goes, we have to check that thing as well. So right from the scratch, that is conceptualization stage or the framing stage, we call it as. Uh, we have concept sketch. The client goes to the architect and they have a conceptualization which is fixed by the architecture. He does the hand drafting of that or whatever tool he does. So after that, the architect will pass on that concept sketch to the structure. structure engineer. So to working on the framing stage of that building or the project nature of the project it is, and MEP will in together will work on that. So from this beginning, everyone is getting connected. So everyone knows their stage, like what is being done or how the architecture has proposed and how will the sketch of the structure and MEP will goes on. And after that, uh, architect will prepare BIM model of that architecture of the building. So the architect will prepare a 3D BIM model, and the person will extract the 3D, the 2D drawings from that, whether the plan is required, elevation, any set of information they require. So they will work on that. The team architecture will work on that, and in parallelly with the use of that architecture model, so we will use that model as a reference. So that will be a real-time reference from the architectural team, and the structure modeler will begin to model that software, model that type of building. And while modeling it, so they will do the analysis of that as well. After, like if the architect is building like type of what type of building it is, so they will do analysis in the respective software, like whether it is done being ETAB, strand, tram, robot. These are the analysis software. So they will analyze this type of project, and that coordination being seen with, by other teams as well. And MEP person will do that analysis of their services in their respective field softwares, like dialects for the light, phonics, IES, and steps, and any of the information they want to extract from that. After their analysis stage, so that is called design, DD is called design stage, and analysis stage. So after they're doing the analysis and finalizing the architecture scheme or architecture model and drawings, so they will go to the final stage. So the final stage will be the execution stage. That will be much critical after that. So when they are getting together connected, so they know everyone's stage, like how their work is going on and how the BIM model is working. So finally the structure has to finalize its drawings for the, like if there is a precast type building, so they have to finalize their beam columns and drawings. So they have to prepare each element drawing. If it is a cast in situ type building, so they have to finalize the common plans and elevation, floor plans and elevation, typical section details and all. And architecture has to finalize the architecture drawings, and MEP their services drawing, how their ducts and ventilation pipes will goes on. So that is a BIM workflow, and that avoids the complex nature of that graph we have seen, and it eases the work. It actually burdens down, will make a less burden on everyone. So yes, we have seen the workflow and a level of detail. Obviously, 3D model is not restricted to the only three-dimensional modeling. So it has much more capability. So to do all that thing in together, which industry people are using nowadays. So earlier we have, like when we have introduced BIM, some says it is restricted to the 3D geometry, that is three-dimensional modeling. Now we have one more dimension. It has been added, like time. So in 4D, we can estimate the schedule of the project, like how much time it will be required. Obviously, we will put the information like how much a particular flow requires to being execute, how much how much time it requires to get built, and then is the money, like what will be the budget and analysis of that, like if there is that much amount time and that much amount of flow, and that floor, how much it will require, how much money it will require. So we can distribute accordingly for the construction, for contractor, different type of teams. So we can do that budget as well. And after that, adding one more dimension in it. So in 6D we can have like weather analysis of building, like whether it is energy efficient or not. If a client requires it as a green building or less consumption of energy is there, like they, as due to global warming we are moving toward green buildings. We have committees like LEED or GRIHA, lead in so they are controlling the green building, they certify that. So energy analysis consultant will work on that. So they have like real-time data, like how is the model, and they will work on that. Using that BIM model they can directly so they don't have to start from a scratch. So they will use that model and they can make an energy consumption energy related model. And after that 7D, what is facility management information? After doing that all execution part, tendering part, and analysis part, after if the project is being executed, so every it has passed to the every any other stages. So once it has been executed, it requires its operation to be done. So so to operate the building, so once the owners requires the information, like or the building operators who does the services and all, after getting executed they require information of the building as well. So because they the building operator won't be having idea like how the building this MEP services will goes on. So they also require the information for the building, from where this if there is a we can take example, if there is a leakage in MEP or there is leakage in uh, like the toilet pipe, so they have to be known like how the network of the pipe is there, how the network of MEP is there after getting executed, so they can directly pinpoint that location and get it repaired done. So all of the things, the life cycle is how it is connected together. We can see this from the scope of building. So it is improvising day by day. Now it comes to the application. We have seen like we can extract 2D drawing. We can see like it can have the visualization, structural analysis. But what if it does while we are modeling? If MEP does some, if MEP person is modeling, they in using that model. So if there is a column coming in between the services, obviously they won't do that changes because it is not related to that area. But they have to inform or they have to tell like what there is a clash in the structure and MEP services. So yes, we can do the clash detection together. They will inform, and we can do the, or without informing, when they have informed, like they have did their job. Now it's time the part of structure engineer to check whether their structure is not being clashed by their services, so they can perform a clash detection. So there is a feature in BIM software as well, or there are certain type of software you can do the clash detection of all of the model if there is any. So you the structure engineer and MEP has to decide like what change has to be incorporated, whether the column is being moved or the structure or is there any scope to move the MEP services. And after that there will be the energy analysis shadow study. In the 6D we have seen, so for keeping it like green building, we can do the energy analysis modeling, shadow for the light, and heating and cooling load calculation to make it like more towards green building and lesser consumption of the energy. Light analysis would be there, shadow and light analysis we can do together. So this is the capability, but we are doing it like extraction of 2D drawing and visualization and class detection. Some people are using like energy analysis and light analysis, but still we are doing that much into that drawing extraction, class detection. So after seeing all these capabilities of BIM and the processes, we need to have like list of software as well on which we can start learning softwares or start working on the softwares, how we can make a switch from 2D to 3D. So there are range of softwares for every perspective field or every requirement. So we can start working on that. Like if we have to BIM content management software, if someone has to just manage a model or manage a building, so there are certain softwares for that. There's a list. If someone wants to start like BIM only building information modeling, so for that we generally have use of like Revit, Autodesk Revit, Tekla structures, which we are doing. All plan. It's a very good software, and some of the products are by Bentley. So there are a range of softwares, but I can feel like everyone might have heard of Autodesk softwares. Like AutoCAD is very famous, renowned software, which has which has made a revolution in the industry. And Autodesk Revit is similarly like that. And we have seen the example of Revit as well. Tekla structure is a very good 3D BIM software. We are using steel, precast, and concrete. People are using that Tekla software. And beyond that, if someone has to make a more complex modeling, or we are seeing there are more complex structures building, so we need add-on tools for that. Obviously we can't have everything in one software. We need additional plugins and software to make to get it done, the execution of more complex building. We have Dynamo, Grasshopper, Dassault systems, and these are the softwares. So after that information modeling, we need analysis as well. So we have those who are working in the industry might are familiar with Start Pro robot, and again it is a product of Autodesk, and Autodesk Green Building Solution for the energy consultant, and Skia by Netspec, which the All Planet is designed by. So there are many softwares on which we can have work, but you have to classify, or one has to classify on which software or what is the type of work they have to start working. Now we have talked about a BIM, like building information modeling repetitively, but whether it is restricted only for the building, like its term or already defined, it is building information modeling. So what we think is answer lies is no. It is not only restricted to the buildings. It has scope for beyond the buildings as well. We have some comparison, like BIM in construction. We have like basically three types of construction: buildings, infrastructure, and industrial. These are three types of classification for the construction. In the buildings, we have residential or commercial nature. In the infrastructure, we have aviation, airports, rail and transit, railway stations, and bridges and tunnel, flyovers and highways. You can see roads and highways. And after that superstructure, we have beyond that substructure, which is like below to the ground level, that is water and sewage pipelines. And after that, we have industrial buildings as well. Like we have manufacturing units, offshore construction, power generation plants, manufacturing plants as well. So everything can be done in the building information modeling. Any complex structure you can pick up and can execute in that using that softwares, any nature. So after that, I'll take you to the example of a very complex structure or of the building, which is being done. So this is the substructure type substructure example of a substructure in which the project name is a cross rail. So the photograph itself classified. It's a very complex network of metro station. It's basically metro station which is underground in the London. So we have like a very complex network of pipes and all going below. So it's very if you can imagine, if you have to draw that in 2D drawings and you have to understand all that services, it will be very complicated to do that all things. But if we have introduction of BIM, so we can do that easily. Any other team it is connected, and we can do that ease of work, and the services and the train network will be doing easily. So in this project, 1 million CAD files are connected together to generate a BIM model, to centralize that information so that it will ease every other work. So to ease the every other team's work, and to get the project faster delivered. So they have that much amount of data to get connected and collected together, and to access to everyone to get it done faster. So that complexity it solves, that actually results in building that big infrastructure projects. So that is visual of inside, like which has been executed Crossfield project. And substructure we have seen, we have talked about, it helps in execution of highways. We can see a flyover deck, which is being done in the 3D model. As a 3D model, it has been constructed. So we can see the decks which are going together and there's a turn. So that helps us to visualize. And beyond that, there's a services going on, pipes are going on for that. So that eases our work. We have seen the highways and buildings, construction processes, workflow. We have talked about that. So next, my topic is how we can take advantage, how we can ease our work using BIM. So yes, I'll talk about the basic benefits of BIM, using BIM, what we can have, like improved coordination and clash detection. We have seen like BIM in a project, we are doing the clash detection. So it helps us like in the previous stages, like before being executed, we can detect any clash in the services or in any structure which has to be revised. So it reduces the cost which has to be wasted like after construction. Like once the building has been executed, it's very difficult to get the things done, or to get the thing resolved. So we have to take, like we have to be proactive in that things to get the consumption of time to get it less. And this is the modeling part. And after that, while modeling, we can estimate the quantities, like we can get accurate estimation of the quantities. If the procurement team has to purchase, or the client has to buy rebar, or like what ton of reinforcement they need to buy. So that BOQ we can prepare it from the tendering stage, or we can do that in the earlier stages. And after that, if the build in the cast in situ we have prepared BOQ, or any of the building we have prepared BOQ, that is bill of quantities, in which we do like what amount of rebars we need to purchase. After that, if it is a building of precast type, we can estimate like what numbers of elements, like elements I mean to say beam, precast, and precast beam, columns and walls, how much they will be casted in the building, in the factory. So that helps us a lot to have like to get figures, and to estimate the time. We can feel about it. And after that, easy manage of quantity, the person who is in the quantification team, so that they can report to the quantification team. So that much amount of material it is would be there in the execution and all. So after moving to the next point, like it will help obviously if we have data, we have figures and numbers for the quantities and time. So it will help, and helps us like how the building will be get executed. We can make a sequence how the execution will be there. And execution, after execution, we have like time and estimation. We can make an estimation of the build that project, and how the project will be in the execution of a construction or project, though it helps us to improvise that. And after adding all these factors, obviously it will result in increasing in the productivity of fabrication or like casting of the building. So it will boost up, and it will reduce the burden on contractors when they have figures in their hand, they have appropriate information on the time, they don't have the legal issues and all, so they can make it to the faster way. And obviously it will result to the increased quality of the building if it is on the time, so they don't have to worry about the casting stage and all. So that is the powerful nature of BIM, and the main advantages while using BIM in construction, in any nature of the project. So yeah, BIM, obviously it is a technology outside the India. It has been developed outside, some has developed in the US, and some have developed in the Europe. So they are using their own tools and developing, and after that we are adopting it. So adoption in India is a bit slow, on the slower place, but it is being still adopted and it is being increased as we are having like upcoming mega infrastructure projects, any building projects. So what we feel is like to have like to match the that speed of construction with other countries as well. We need to have like improved construction techniques, improved construction methodologies. Conventional way have to be changed to have be reformed with replaced by building information modeling. Such type of tools and techniques needs to be adopted to have like a precise way of working and quality conscious and cost effective working. Like India has planned to build prefabricated homes to all, and with the cost effective nature. So it with the prefabrication cost effective nature, what I mean is like adopting BIM will switch it to the faster way of working. So that's how all countries are coordinating it with to have like using new methodologies of construction, how they are advancing in the BIM. Some of the projects which are executed using BIM. I'll start from India, like a project with the company which I have started working with, in which I have done internship and all. So I was part of that team of that this project, that is Vaishnavi Serene. So the nature was residential building. So it was a residential in the heart of Bangalore. So it was near to the Bangalore somewhere, and we have to do a precast 3D model. As it is a precast, so we have to model it in the using Tekla structures. So we have used that software, Tekla 2017. That was the version. And in this building, so it was a luxury residential, and it obviously it should be very quality concerned. The contractor was very quality concerned, so they want it on time as well, and they want no fuss about it, and they don't want any of the thing to be casted. They want more of the prefabrication on in the factory and less work to be done on site. So that was a bit constraint for us, like to keep it on everything in that manner which the client requires. So but we have tried to achieve by distributing it in a time manner. Tekla structures helps us to build all that 2D drawings and make a 3D model, and we have the like given the IFC for that to the contractor as well, to like from time to time while we are on the basement stage, from the top stage we have given the IFCs to the time to the contractor, so that they can have the real-time data and analysis, like how the team of the BIM modeling has been working and how they need to prepare themselves to get being executed. So they don't need to have to worry about like when they will receive the drawings and all. So they were pretty clear about the schedules and all. So after getting like being executed, some part it is still being underdeveloped, and some part it is being already developed. So we can have like the finished quality, and we can see like how the faster it can work if we add BIM plus we add the precast construction stage, like we prefab, we can say. So it will increase in the rate of construction. On obviously we'll get the quality of the construction, more quality construction. Next, the project that is like, it's like a bit a renowned project, Mughal Museum near Taj Mahal. So it is also a like a precast building, and this was done in the same office which in which I have done Vaishnavi Siri. So I was part of this project. So in this project, we have also used Tekla structures for the BIM modeling and extracting drawings. So it was like huge complex, like 50 to 100 meters square, and and we have to make it much more faster and make it like quality conscious and meet the compliances according to the client. So we have to use a better way of working. We can't do that in all in the 2D CAD. So that are the glimpse, like how it is already it is being constructed. So these are some visualization and the rendering by the graphics by the architect, and these are the executions done on the site by the contractor. So you can have a feel like all the precast is being connected together. So that makes it much more faster. And next of the key projects like which I have been in the team. So I was in the team of like Qatar Lusail Stadium. So it is a very big project in the industry in the Asia. So the final of the FIFA World Cup, as you know, like FIFA has to be like done in 2022. It is being planned. So and the Middle East country has taken its responsibility, and in the Qatar there's many construction going on regarding the FIFA. So they have built a lot of stadiums, like 5-6 stadiums they have built. So we have worked on the prime stadium, that is Lusail Stadium, in which finale has to be done. So in the heart of Qatar, that is Lusail city, so they have built at 80,000 capacity, fully precast AC stadium. So if you can imagine like a project of this nature, like a huge project of this nature has to be conducted. So we have to bit raise our standards to work, and we have to need some specified technologies to use that and to work on that. So we have worked on Tekla structures. Using Tekla structures, we have did that concrete modeling of that software. We have been assigned the analysis and concrete modeling of the project. So we have did that well on time, and right now it is being still it is being in the finishing stage. So this is the visualization of the Qatar Stadium by an architect, like render stage of the architect, how it will be appearing. And this is the construction stage of the football stadium, like how like it's a drone shot or an aerial view of the Qatar Stadium. So imagine like this is a massive project. Then if this type of massive projects, if we need to be executed in our country as well. So with it, obviously it shouldn't be it can be any of the type of the project, either it is residential, commercial, or an infrastructure project. So we need to use some modern technologies to improvise the way of working and to get it faster delivered and with the quality assurance techniques. This is a very beautiful side view of these being executed. Obviously, like these are the shots from 2018. We have in the recent, we have like the project has been reached to the facade stage and the facade is being installed. So this is you can see the sitting for the stadium. You have seats, and there are certain holes behind beneath the seats which provides the AC. So how the architect has designed the AC and HVAC for that building, for that type of stadium. So beneath the seats you have air conditioning vents. So because obviously you can provide the very big ducts outside the building, because that reduces the aesthetics and the architecture of the building. So you have to hide the AC, and obviously you have to make it cooler because the temperature is very high in Qatar. Next, if I move to like currently which an organization which I'm working, it is a Swedish consultancy. So they are working on residential projects. So I have been a part of this project as well. So it's a residential tower. Again, it's a precast tower, and residential we have used better version of Tekla structures to get it done more better, and we have delivered that on time as well. So building was like ground plus four floors it has, and it was in the region of Lingsas, Sweden. So yes, in the Tekla structures, you can see we have a model, and all of that services are going on. This is the live example which I have in, uh, one of my projects to get it see like how MEP and building goes hand in hand. So from roof to all parts of the building, the MEP is being connected. On the roof, we can see in Europe what we have, like we have hot water pipes coming from the municipality, and you have to provide heating as well to all of the building, and you have to keep air conditioning to maintain the temperature. So to everything we have to do it in the earlier stage. So MEP client does all of that modeling, and they send the model to us to get in reference, like how the MEP pipe will go on, and we have to model the cut and maintain the specific distance and allow their paths which is not being obstructed by the concrete portion and flow, and their pipe should have great access to all of the building areas. So that we have to incorporate. It is like duty of a BIM modeler to see all this clash detection and to do that work accordingly. I'll take you some shots inside the model, how we have incorporated that thing, how the MEP is being integrated in the concrete model. So yes, these are some snippings. So in the MEP, we have M for mechanical in we have like HVAC, we have return pipes, we have vent pipes. So how the HVAC pipes designer do, and they provide the path for it. And we have to model cut accordingly in our solid slabs. These are the some solid slabs in the green you can see. So this path we have to provide access to it so that it should go inside the building. Then we have electrical. In Europe, what happens is we have to provide electrical pipes prior to the construction in all of the building elements, like in the walls, how the conduit pipes will go on, and how the wires will go on. We have to the electrical consultant will design their portion previously, and we'll get the information and we incorporate in that in the model. So all that conduit pipes and all we have to model prior to that, before getting to the drawing stages, so that we have information. And when it goes to the factory, the prefabricator does know, like they have to place the conduits and all. So that work doesn't happen while doing that construction stage or fabrication not on the site. So that we have to decide it earlier, so that avoids a mess and reduces the work on site. So this is the plumbing pipes, like pipes coming from the washrooms. So they have that pipes coming, they have their roots. So where we have to provide like for the generally in our buildings as well, we provide some sink, we provide some recess. So from the main ground level, there's a sink in the slab where there is a seat like WC area, or we have like shower area. We provide some recess in that thing. So, so that's such beautiful integration we have in the model with the MEP. So that eases our work and reduces the burden of other teams as well to incorporate time to time. Next, we have like a side view of that building, which is like being constructed. So like it's in the already in the construction stage. We have seen the BIM model, and we can make a relevant image of that the building which is being constructed. So how close it is, like we can compare how we have built the 3D model and how it is being seen while constructed. So we have a clear look of that, and we can imagine clearly that thing. So that is the power of BIM, and whatever software you use, whether it is a Tekla structures and Revit structures to model it and to get executed, it depends upon the design and choice. So yes, after discussing about BIM so much, so what I feel is like it should be whether it is should be introduced in education institutes or not. So what I feel is like when I have started working in this field, I have did my graduation in civil engineering, but we don't have such mandatory course or specified courses for the BIM. What we have learned from the industry, while after doing internship, I decided to when I have developed my interest while doing internship, like but I have felt in the while doing my bachelor's, like traditional way of working, and when I am doing bachelor's, I have seen the conventional way, but doing internship have changed my mind. So I have decided to work in the office, like where the new technology is being constructed using like new software is being used to improvise the way of working. So over there, I learned softwares, name of the softwares, how I can learn. Obviously, the people around me helped me and guided me to enter into this field, BIM. After that, I got a chance to work with that company. So I have started my career in that building information modeling. But I feel is like somewhere I didn't got a formal education for BIM as a course. I got an education for civil engineering. So there should be some additional courses or some guidelines for the BIM that should be implemented in the institutes, so that we can learn it in a proper way. Some says like BIM is restricted to softwares. It is not about softwares. It's learning the full working methods and to do it in that proper fashion. So that I have learned in the industry in my past experience, like working on the different softwares, working on the precast and cast in situ structures. We have working on scan to BIM projects that I felt that should be improvised. But the challenges what I feel from the institutes, like currently we have lack of policies and adoption of BIM in academic. We don't have like proper formal education for that. Committees in India as well. We in the US we have the committee for BIM. There's association. There are codes for the BIM, but in India we don't have such formal codes because the adoption is still slow in for the BIM. So there are not proper committees. There is lagging of the committees to be established. And obviously, if there is any is not committee or formal education, that will lack to the people who are who need to train another upcoming generation. So there are lacking of trainers for the BIM. So that is like whole life, whole cycle which is attached to the challenges. and we don't have as such curriculum. We need to establish such curriculum. We need to have such labs for that particular hour, or a particular amount of time should be added in the education to get hands-on practice, because it's such a big revolution in the industry that will bring in upcoming years as well. We need big infrastructure, whether you can say about India or abroad. If someone has to relate or upgrade in the industry, so they need to start learning BIM. So we don't have like proper IT labs. We should have that labs, and obviously that industry and academic should be go hand in hand, because construction is not like you can see it and you can just directly execute it. You have to feel that, you have to get hands-on experience, you have to get internships, you have to start working on it, learning on it, then someone can execute that on the real time. So why we need BIM is in education. So unavailability makes a bit depressing. Like there is not formal education, but if anyone wants to learn, there are still options open to learn BIM as a subject or BIM as a software from online educational sites. There are many platforms to learn as well, and to rate the development of infrastructure, as I've talked about, because there are upcoming mega projects. There are many such infrastructure projects which has to be still yet has to be executed. So we need to that to have edge on conventional methods. And because if a person learn BIM or who doesn't have learned BIM, so the person will have an edge over it, over the conventional methods. So he will do much more faster way the things. And yeah, I talked about like person, if a person has want to learn direct BIM, if the person develops the interest, so there are many online courses which are available on the platforms which the person can start learning. Obviously CAD is basically an old software. It is still being used, but it's like mandatory. One has learned CAD. But now the industry trends are changing, so they are requiring for much education about the BIM. So I talked about the cycle. Like BIM is not being there in the education, but the industry talks about the BIM. So we need to have that, fill that bridge. How we can fill that bridge? So if there are not committees or there, so we have to raise our standards, and we have to work ourselves to improve our way of working and learning, and indulge in that learning much more new techniques of working. So industry people does hire you or make as starting from intern, you can work on that skills. So to get hands-on experience, that creates a very good opportunity professionally. So there are I have talked about the software list of softwares, which seems bit complex. From one question comes in my can everyone find like in that all complex network of software, or from where one can begin learning BIM to get actually into the BIM. So these are some softwares which are being used in the industry to have different applications, like Autodesk Civil 3D. So it's an advancement of Autocad, so Civil 3D. So it helps us to model water, like substructures. You can see sewage pipes, water pipes, all being done in Autocad Civil 3D. Autodesk Revit, obviously we have seen the example of Autodesk Revit changes being done. Nevis work for the clash detection, Tekla, Tekla structures we have seen. I've seen you the clippings of that. Ecosim, again, it is for building structures to model. It is product by another company, by Bentley. MicroStation to model railway networks and all. Nova Point for the highways. It is a product of Trimble, so you can use that. So one can start with if one has learned AutoCAD, so they can start with Autodesk Civil 3D Revit structure. Whether they have interest in building, so they can start with Revit and Tekla. They have interest in making the water pipelines and sewage pipelines, they can start with Civil 3D. Or depends upon their choice what type of infrastructure they want to start their career with. So some online resources to start BIM softwares. There's Coursera, LinkedIn Learning. Earlier it was Linda, and Udemy, and obviously YouTube. So so you can found it many ways to learn. So if one has will to learn, so they can start up their courses with this different academies. So some they have paid learning paid learning sessions, and some have free learning sessions. You can decide. So some are very on the nominal rate, and one has they have to pay more than that. So but they are still nominal to learn and to begin with learning. Thank you for such wonderful session. Thank you, Yaman sir, and thank you all. If anyone has questions, please let me know.
Yes, Satyam, it's indeed a very, very good session. And I think, how did you explain the BIM from the very basic, how the construction industry goes from like pen and paper, and now it's going towards all the technological advancements. It's just a wonderful way do you explain. And you know how the various softwares that are essential, and you can say that what the various learning platform in the last slide, it's really, really helpful for us. And one topic that you actually covered is about how it's important for an education institutions to tie up and learn, like for faculty members. As a faculty member also, I think I should learn BIM before teaching them to the students. So yeah, it is I think it's a really an eye-opening session. And there's questions are coming. So first question is, there can we import or export the geometrical model between the Tekla steel and StatPro or AutoCAD?
Yeah, so if someone has geometry made, so they can directly like Tekla structure has their own infra, like in the TEDs they have analysis software. So they can make a geometry and they can directly and do the analysis of that. And if someone want to have import of AutoCAD files, like they have on the conventional way, we have like AutoCAD files made by architect. So we generally import that in Tekla structures to make the geometry. And that geometry we can use as DWG or DXF. We have different like file formats. We can use it in the E-tabs or StatPro to get analysis done. But what we prefer is like to have the different model in conventional way of working, because we didn't really found it very well coordinating. We still used to have like different structure model, different BIM model, all but we use the CAD plans as a reference to model it, and MEP like which is done by the MEP consultant, we integrate in the structural BIM model to model all that things.
Okay.
I hope that answer covers the questions.
No, yes, actually, the same person has asked the same. So, Meena J, I give you the permission to open your mic and directly ask the question. So, you can do that.
Yes, sir. Sir, thank you so much. That was a wonderful session, and it's indeed a very interesting and useful. Sir, I have worked with Tekla steel long back, and mostly in the steel design. So I just wanted to know, is that restricted only with steel design, or can we do pre-stressed concrete or RCC design as well using Tekla steel?
So you are talking about design, right? Or
yes, design and analysis part.
okay,
Yes.
so we Tekla structures we generally used to have like modeling and execution part, but for the analysis we have like different softwares by Trimble, like TEDs and Tekla analysis software. So that is like a bit of a different software in which we can start that structure engineer can itself make a geometry for the concrete model if you want concrete model analysis. So the structure can itself model that geometry and they can analyze it on. And once the analysis is done, so he can pass that model to the refer BIM modeler, so that they can start working on execution and drawing part.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
I hope your query is solved, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. The second question is coming from Mr. Satya Prakash also. Sir, I also give you, I actually unmuted everyone. So if they want to interact with Satyam, so they can do that. He asked this question that how BIM can be integrated with GIS.
So yeah, that's like pretty good question, like substructure and the structure and geographical information modeling. So there are tools like ArcGIS and BIM is in doing collaboration, and Plexus by Bentley is doing collaboration with BIM, so they can have real-time data of the terrain. Or Civil 3D is a very good example of that. We do take the total station data and we import that coordinates in all that Civil 3D while using that data from the total station, like that GIS software, and importing in that 3D, and we can model that all our pipelines and that sewers line in that. So I am more into the building information modeling, but I have knowledge about like we can do a the industry is doing collaboration in that BIM plus GIS. It is still going on. So Civil 3D is like close to that answer.
So Civil 3D as a BIM software can be used directly with GIS.
Yeah, Civil 3D is like we take the total station coordinates. We still do that thing. So if we want to model cut and fill, or we have like geometry modeling of the sewer line or pipelines, we have to model. We need to have real-time data of that, like how the terrain it is, whether there is a water body, whether it is a hill. So we have to enter that model. Then only we can design the slope of sewer line or water line.
Okay, okay. So anyone wants to ask, other query? All the mics are, everyone can unmute their mics. So if anyone has any query, so they can unmute their mic and ask. I don't think so. They have, maybe, after that practical session, from 2:30 to 4:30, they will be, going hands on hands. So they will be having a little bit of questions. So I just, for the modeling, I just told them that it's going to be have a simple modeling so that they can have the basic fundamentals of, BIM by Tekla. And just a wonderful session. And one question is from my side, as you, and I think everyone who are here in the FDP program is more of faculty development, and right now for each and every institute, for its existence, I can say that they need to have a correlation or the relationship with any industry. So how do you what is your opinion? I would rather say that as being a fresher, as you already mentioned, that stepping out of the college and then getting into the this big industry, and precisely as you're going to consider that right now there is no in my knowledge, I may be wrong, that there's not that much of institutes in India who's trying to focusing on BIM software. So what is your that you had mentioned in the slides though, but what do you think that what should be considered as a short-term and a long-term goals in this roadway pathway?
Yeah, what I think is like in the conventional educational methods, like we have done bachelor's, and bachelor's still going on. So internship and there's some knowledge session should be there. Like there are certain futuristic fields as well in the construction industry, which has to do revelation first of all, and so that knowledge makes up the mind of a student. Like so yes, I can think of a future in this field as well. Like what civil is being think about is like it is being related to the construction. So in general perception, so like execution of any project, execution of a building is being related to the civil engineering. The basic scenario is that, but there are another players or another key person as well who are being part of that execution. Whether you can say what I have discussed is like structure engineer, and it is MEP also. MEP like somewhat is from mechanical background, but they are working coordinating with it. So for the BIM, so they can start this one can start for looking out the courses like online courses I have mentioned, and approach to the companies, like not I won't say like approach directly to the high-end MNCs. Like firstly you reach out to the local network, like who are doing the BIM consulting agencies, and whether the structural engineer near you is doing the BIM or not, they are working together or not. So look out that companies and find out that. I'll obviously share some company names as well, like which are doing huge in BIM, whether being in a small size, they are doing great. So look out that and ask to the people, ask to the designer, I want to do internship in that, I want to learn. And obviously your homework would be like you can start learning the basics of the software, and then apply to the internship, and then show them your interest. Like I want to learn the particular skills, and to apply that on the building and work in that, and make my future in that, looking into that things. So that I feel as a student perspective, or one person who want to start their career just after stepping as a fresher outside the industry.
Okay. So it's actually a very intense topic, I would rather say.
Yeah.
That getting into, as you said, to getting into the smaller industry first, and then because I think that for a beginner, the small scale industries are a good learning point.
Yes.
So yes, I think so. Aftab sir, is your mic is on? You want to ask something?
Yes, Yaman sir.
Okay, sir.
Satyam sir, I have your opinion about which one is better if we compare the ETAB, STAD, and Tekla as a
Yeah.
civil structure designer.
Okay.
Because I had many people that is ETAB is more familiar as compared to the STAD, and in ETAB is gaining day by day advantage over the STAD. So what's about the Tekla? Because I never meet any person who knows the Tekla and who was working on that.
Okay. So Tekla itself is a software which is categorized into modeling and structure analysis. So they have two different softwares in it. So they have branches in it. So TEDs, they have software. Tekla structure analysis, they have software. But talking about to the ETABs and Start Pro. So Start Pro, what they did is like we generally seen a trend like Start Pro we are using for the steel design and warehouses design. We generally prefer to use that in Start Pro. But apart for that, like if you have to model cast in situ building and analysis, that we are using ETABs. So they have like better results, better trusted results. So that it gives ETABs. And for more about going towards precast, so they are giving it they are doing it better day by day. So but Start Pro is not like that much relevant about the cast in situ. Some people are using it, I won't criticize that, but we've generally seen in our offices, structure design offices, like every engineer prefers to go for ETABs. They have an edge in the industry, because they do improvisation day by day. And talking about Tekla as a structural analysis software, so the people are less aware about it, Tekla structure analysis, because most of the people are using prefer ETABs. I personally hadn't doesn't have hands-on experience on Tekla structure software. Once I have been given some training, like I took some training for Tekla structures, that was some introduction of the analysis software. But I personally doesn't have like that much about knowledge of analysis by Tekla structures. So ETABS is far safer version to use cast in situ concrete building design method analysis software, I would say.
Okay.
Okay,
So
thank you.
okay. Thank you, Satyam, so much. And after, let's say, 1 hour, 1 hour,
Yeah.
15 minutes, we will be meeting again for the
Yes.
practical session.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would like Sunita ma'am to just come and give a vote of thanks to you. Sunita ma'am.
Hi, Satyam.
Hello, ma'am.
Yaman, how can you ask for a vote of thanks? We can't have. He has to continue with us for the next session. This is just thank you.
Yes,
So
yes.
we will continue with the other session, and we getting such a good response for your FDP, for your sessions.
Okay. So it's fine. It's kind of an interval of a big
Yes.
movie.
Yes.
Yes. So, so we're going to be connected after, let's say, 1 hour, and from 2:30.
2:30.
Yes.
2:30 we'll start with another session from Satyam.
Yes, ma'am, of course.
Okay, okay.
So thank you so much, participants. Thank you, Satyam, once again. And we will, continue after 1 hour. And feedback attendance link is already there in the chat box and already shared in the WhatsApp group also. So the participants can, fill it up and mark their attendance for this session. So I think let's take a break of 1 hour and we'll meet up after lunch break. So have a good time. Okay.
Thank you.